Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Boomer Warfare and NessaFox here, along with Verbal RD, who is joining us
Hey.
remotely via Discord. And this is part
Oh.
2 of our Star Wars characters ranking list. Part 1, we got up to about here last time. So,
That's not very far.
no, it's not very far. We're very likely going to have a part 3 to this series. But I'd say
I don't know what you're talking about.
we took a decent chunk out of it.
We did.
Yeah. Obviously, we got quite a ways to go here. And there we go. And we'll throw, wish there was a way to disconnect this. There we go.
Oh God, no! You don't need to do that. I'm gonna be sitting here eating. I was just here. This was just for you guys, really. I mean, come on now. We could work something else out for that, but that was mainly just for you guys to see. See my wonderful face.
Wouldn't have it any other way, Verbs. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Pardon me while I eat.
Hey.
While we're talking, I am wearing my Chinese or Japanese Star Wars shirt today. So
I do like that
yeah.
one. We bought a new Star Wars shirt a couple days ago, and I can't find the darn thing. The red one.
What?
Oh, that's because it made it downstairs with on my literally on the other side of the screen.
Oh.
You can hold.
Well, in that case, we might be having.
And she's off.
Yeah, we might be. Yeah, don't show it. Don't show it. Don't show it. Yeah, don't show it. Because I'm gonna go put the fucker on.
Okay, rude.
There you go.
All right, well, I guess
It's your show now.
Oh, great.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't do this solo.
Welcome back to the channel. This is Verbal RD here, and Boomer has stepped away for a moment while he does inappropriate things.
He abandoned ship.
That's it, Boomer. It's my channel now. Ha
There's been a takeover.
There's been a takeover. I'm now running the show. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Pardon me while I eat. We were
I feel like this one's gonna have
making a garden space in our yard today. Oh, I left my watch
You said
upstairs.
this was a double X, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this one's gonna have to shrink down just a skosh, but
I think it looks okay. Honestly.
Suck it in.
X all hanging out there.
Oh, let me see this thing. Let me see this gorgeous thing. I want to see this gorgeous thing. I can see a piece of it. Oh, where did you get that?
Where did you get that?
At the Disney outlet store.
That's right. That's why I don't remember.
Oh,
I wasn't there.
God,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's when I went on my Mother's Day shopping spree.
I love that so much. So wait, okay. So I see Vader's head and I see a TIE fighter. And is that a Death Star that I see there? Is that what that is?
I think so.
Supposed to be, yeah. Yes, it is.
And
Right
And I
here.
love
Yep.
I love the fact that it's that kind of retro-ish kind of a color tail coming off the TIE fighter. That's
Yeah, it's-
beautiful.
The color scheme's got like a real late 70s thing going on, and I love it.
That's
awesome. It came from the parks. Like the Disney outlet store always gets a lot of stuff in from the parks that they couldn't sell or that they're trying to clear out for their new merchandise. So this was one of the shirts, I guess, that was only available at the parks till it hit the outlet stores.
Yeah, casual. Realistically, there's only one place that we could put them, and also Lamau.
Darth Maul is exactly where I want him to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I think
that's the only place to put him.
Unanimous.
Not only that, but Ray Park, as I said last time when we were talking about this, Ray Park is a super awesome dude.
And a beast.
Did you see that? I mean, a little off topic right now, but did you see that there is a Snake Eyes movie coming out? And it doesn't have Ray Park in it.
What's going on, Master? I did not see that, actually.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for a new Snake Eyes movie coming out. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. But
I'll be honest with you. After seeing the first G.I. Joe, that was the one with Channing Tatum, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was just the fucking worst.
the second one was a little better. It did have The Rock in it, Dwayne Johnson.
I mean, so did Doom, but that didn't make it a good movie.
Hey,
Semper
I kinda
Fi,
like the Doom movie.
motherfucker.
I kind of like the Doom movie. It was kind of fun.
Okay, so
it was exactly what I was expecting it to be.
I'm canceling verbal RD here.
So sorry. On to Star Wars.
Where?
Something I
Hang
know
on.
more information about.
Semper Fi,
What
motherfucker.
is that? Oh God.
Faithful.
Hell
That's the Doom
For
movie.
a second, I almost spit my drink out.
You weren't ready for that one, were you?
It was the pause.
Dwayne
It
the
was
Pebble
pause.
Johnson is a sexy man.
You're not wrong. Objectively speaking, you're not wrong.
He's a beast.
He's definitely sexier over Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum does nothing for me. He's
I'd have
too
his
pretty
babies.
boy. He's too pretty boy for me.
Yeah, he
To
is
be fair,
kinda
Channing
pretty.
Tatum does nothing for me either. So
That's fair. Tom's going with the old school Dwayne the Rock Johnson, back when he was just the Rock.
Listen
Yes, I
here,
do.
jabroni. If you don't know, you go down to the corner of Know Your Role Boulevard and to the SmackDown Hotel. I'm gonna take that thing, turn it sideways, stick it straight up your candy ass.
sorry, I couldn't help myself.
That had to happen.
Have you ever noticed that The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin sound very similar?
As a matter of fact, once you did that impression, I almost had like a Stone Cold vibe for a second there.
Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your ass."
I was about ready to smack this and just down the whole thing.
Please don't.
Yeah, I don't want to clean it up. I'm too domesticated.
That's beautiful. All right, I've hijacked enough. Let's.
So the question is, where do we start? And I don't have a good
I'm trying to
answer.
look and see what you got.
Okay, so here's who we have left. There are some absolute legends on that list there. And there are some absolute flops on that list there too. So the question is, do we start with a goodie? Do we start with a baddie? Do we start with an in-betweenie?
Start off with a good one. Like get people, hooked into this right now. Let's start with a good one.
Mace motherfucking Windu.
Oh my God.
He's
that
the one with the
man.
lightsaber that says bad motherfucker on it.
Allegedly.
If it doesn't, he needs to take it back.
Yeah. Seriously.
There needs to be an engraving right on the hilt that just says bad motherfucker in Galactic Basic.
Say what again, Sith?
So where would you rank him?
So, if we were going strictly off of cool factor, we're going into A tier. If we're going based off of like his overall impact in the movies, I'd say lower.
So yeah,
'Cause-
that's the question. Is it Samuel L. Jackson you're talking about, or is it Mace Windu, the actual character,
Yeah.
and what we've seen or what we know of?
Because this is not Samuel L.'s finest hour here.
No.
I'm sure he worked with what he had, but again, George Lucas not being much of a dialogue writer, it's sort of a garbage in, garbage out kind of thing.
George Lucas is no Kevin Smith.
No, he is not. Which is ironic because Kevin Smith rarely says anything.
Yeah, but he writes beautiful dialogue.
He does, and always has.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we go
based
see
upon
with
the
him?
character, based upon the character itself, the character is a legend in the Jedi Order.
Oh, you betcha.
He didn't obtain like head council member seating just by luck. Like he is a bad motherfucker.
He is the most skilled dude in the galaxy with a lightsaber, like bar none.
One of them, the next to Master Yoda. But if we're talking about what we've seen as far as the movies go, honestly, I'd throw him down around B. If we're just basing it off of the appearances canonically speaking.
Was that B or D?
B as in
B as in boy.
Boba Fett.
Okay.
Um,
I feel like that might
he's
be
more of a council member. He's more of a figurehead. The only time that we do see him fight, he takes Jango Fett's head off, and
he gives
gets
Palpatine
thrown
a
out
run
the
for
window
his
by
money.
by Palpatine.
Yeah. Which I'm
So-
sure Palpatine was toying with him the whole time, but
Oh yeah, absolutely. He plugged himself into his own power surge protector and
I mean,
got
that's
unlimited power.
unlimited power. It's free real estate.
Uh-huh. So
That being said, I
Um,
do have a new meme that I want to use here. And if Mace Windu were actually able to kill Emperor Palpatine, then we
yeah,
it worked.
that's appropriate.
I'm so happy it worked.
That's appropriate.
That is an on-command button that I have now, and I intend to use it all the goddamn time.
That's great. I love it. Yeah, there's a lot of instances in the Star Wars movie where that could have been the ending credits immediately. Like Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru ground Luke from going to Tosche Station and doesn't allow him out of his room for the next 3 months. Done.
Hmm.
A bantha inadvertently steps on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Done.
Done. Join me. Okay.
Jar Jar Binks presses the wrong button. Done.
So I'm speaking of exceptional lightsaber wielders. Why are you leaning in? Why are you I'm gonna go with Plo.
Okay.
I'm also gonna put
Oh,
Plo. So Plo's one of the
Plo
few
too.
to wield an orange, even though he doesn't normally wield the orange. He is one of the few that has a Sentinel lightsaber, and he also found Ahsoka.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's not S tier, but I think in
No.
the amount of times that you see him, it's a B for me. Is that fair? Do you think? I feel like you don't know as much of.
I don't, because most of his character is fleshed out in Clone Wars, I would imagine. And having
Yes.
not seen much of that, I don't have a lot to go off of. I know
We need
he's
to
always
fix
been
that.
there in the movies as sort of a background character and was taken out during Order 66, but beyond that, he doesn't really get a whole lot of playtime in the movies.
See, originally I would say I almost wanted to put him in a C tier, but I feel he's at least earned a B just for like having a Sentinel lightsaber and finding Ahsoka, and like there's other background things that lead up to.
Yeah, Master, that's definitely something that I could very easily see happening. Discounting the Darth Jar Jar theory, which I feel like we pretty much have to.
Jar Jar theory.
I feel like we pretty much have
I
to
love it.
discount it. Because
I love
otherwise
that
everything
theory
changes.
so much.
So do I.
No, I agree with Plo Koon. He is, mechanically speaking, in the episodic movies, he is very much a background character. He's a member of the Jedi Council. He does find Ahsoka, as we find in the Clone Wars. He does also have a lot more wisdom and insight than anybody has seen in the movie versions, but he's still a background character. I really wish that they would have done more with him. His character design was absolutely amazing. Like I love that entire rebreather mask that he wears. The entire character design itself is just it's refreshing.
You never really see
And-
anybody quite like him.
No, I've never seen the species before. I don't think anybody has,
Mm-mm.
and I don't think we've seen. I mean, unless they're in like a background cantina shot or something. When what's his face is selling death sticks. I mean, who knows? But
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
I'm gonna go back and rethink my life. But yeah, we've never seen any of his other species anywhere in the movies, at least. But yeah, no, he's for me, he's a background character. He's a very cool background character. I like the background that they did give him, but he's still a background character.
It would have been nice to see more from him in the movies.
It would have been nice to see more from like 90% of these Jedi that were background characters in the movies.
Yeah.
And most of them just
I mean, the
existed to be
smile of
extras
Kit
at-
Fisto.
Yeah. Speaking of which, where's he going?
Same place.
Okay, done.
We just putting the whole council on B tier.
Yeah, pretty much all the forgotten Jedi.
B for background.
Background. Yeah.
We got any more in there?
That's not Kid Fisto. That's Kai ID Mundui that you
You're
threw
right.
up there. That's not
Where
Kid
the fuck is-
Fisto.
Where the fuck is Kate Fisty?
I don't know. He might be behind you. I can't see behind you. He might not even be there. I don't see him.
I don't see him.
I don't think I have
either.
none.
No.
It's okay. We also don't
Kai
have.
ID, Mr.
It's close,
Mundui kind
started
of
with
goes
a
in the
C.
same spot too.
Yeah. Okay.
We also don't have one of my
Mr.
favorites
Mundui
on
does-
here too. We forgot to add Shock T.
You're right.
Oh,
We
yeah.
fucked up.
We did.
They'll go there in spirit. So I think you're up, Herbs. Who are you picking?
Let's see. I cannot remember the droid's name off the top of my head. I was just actually getting ready to look it up.
IG-11?
From the Salt. No, not IG-11. Hold on here. I can't remember what their name is. L337.
Mm-hmm.
L337. I love this droid. This droid is so much fun.
She's hysterical.
She is sass. She is irreverence. She is she tells Lando exactly how it is and exactly how it's going to go. And if he doesn't like it, he can just, eject himself off the Millennium Falcon. And spoiler alert, she eventually becomes the navigation computer for the Millennium Falcon. That we see in the background of the movie.
Don't start.
Anytime that they have interior shots of the cockpit,
She's there.
unbeknownst to us initially she's there. She's the one who does all the split-second navigation for hyperspace.
Best in the business.
Absolutely a beast of a droid, right up there with K2. I really wish the two of them could have met because I would have loved to have seen a scene between K2 and L3.
I was just about to say, is shipping still a thing? Like how you wish people would get together? Because I think K2 and L3 would be like the best.
Is
pair.
it still shipping if they're literally part of a ship? Also, for those that don't remember the Solo movie, I don't blame you. It was remarkably forgettable. But she was.
You couldn't get from here to Black Spire without me. Now you're gonna make
I
the
love that
kettle
droid.
run?
The look of her, her walk, her gait is just pure sass
Sassy.
Definitely go.
and
Oh,
attitude.
why? Because you're my organic overlord.
Because I'm your captain. How about that?
I actually would have a memory wiped.
But she's got the best damn navigational database in the galaxy.
Could use a fresh coat of paint, though.
Yep.
Well, Adonis, you do not want to press that button with me.
Oh, I love her. Love her. Such a great droid. The fact that they
she's-
integrated her into the Millennium Falcon then after her demise, I guess you could say, was on point. It made perfect sense.
And she's also
and
a
just
character who
kinda-
has something to say, like socially, as well,
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
about treating all
Absolutely.
people and things with dignity.
Exactly. The whole droid uprising that occurs on that particular planet
I think we're all
was
thinking.
great. Yeah.
I
So
moved
yeah,
her-
I would definitely throw her up in A tier. I mean, we've got K2 up there. These two need to meet
Let's just go ahead.
and have
put them
droid
together.
babies.
I am.
We just need droid babies.
I was going to put some Careless
K237s.
Whisper on.
Or
All right.
L3 K2s. Oh my gosh,
L3SO.
speaking of droid.
L3SO.
Ooh.
L3SO.
Speaking of droids, one of the
Speaking of
highlights.
droids.
One of the highlights of the sequel trilogy, and I think at bare minimum solid A tier. I'm going to go with S personally, but we'll see what you guys think. BB-8. That little guy has got
Poe
so
Dameron's little love
much
droid.
personality.
Oh, I should have brought her BB down.
Oh, you're right. I forgot we had him.
BB is a whole bucket full of personality. He was the next R2
Mhm.
as far as non-speaking droids go. Just the thumbs up that he gives. Oh my god, that was great.
It's too good with the little Zippo
Yep.
right here. Hopefully it's in English.
Droid, please.
Pilots, driver, hurry. So where's your base?
On BB-8, tell her. Please.
That double take.
The Ilenium
Yes, the
system.
Elenium system, that's the one. Get us there as fast as you can.
I'll drop you to Panema Terminal.
That shit cracks me up every time.
Yep. And that droid's construction was a marvel in itself because it did. I mean, like they had stunt droids and whatnot that were on like a green push cart kind of thing for like the fast moving bits.
But they
But
actually
there
built
was
it.
a functional droid with the head magnetically mounted to the top of the
Yeah.
sphere, and
We-
wherever it moved, it kept
we
that
have one
orientated
upstairs.
correctly.
We do. We have the remote control one. I just messaged Madison to bring BB down.
He's
but I
probably
don't think-
about what?
Is that
like,
the
yay
Spiro? Is that the
It's-
Spiro one?
No, I don't remember who. I think we got it at Target. But he has like
big? It's fancy.
he has the remote that comes with him, but he also like you can talk to him or something. Be like, if as soon as you say keywords like Kylo Ren, he backs up and
And starts freaking the hell
makes-
out.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they had a Spiro droid. It was one of the higher end ones that they produced. I think it was like $120, $160, something like that. And you operated it with your phone, but it was a high polished little ball with a freaking head on top, and it did all the movements that BB does,
That's pretty slick.
well,
except for
we'll
the
see.
suspending and the.
We'll see if she gets my message and brings it down. Well, maybe BB will make an appearance.
Yeah, he's actually fairly big. He's almost life size.
Yeah, he's pretty. He is.
Oh, I
pretty
have to
big.
show you, Boomer.
Mhm.
I don't. Hopefully, this shows a little bit better on here. I don't. Oh God, I dropped it.
Man down.
I picked this up. Oh, you can't really see him all that well. Yeah, you can. I picked this up.
Oh,
The other day.
Look at that little-
Nice.
Let me,
It's Baby Yoda inside of inside of Mando's helmet.
It's fucking adorable.
It really is.
I'm surprised
Trying
more
to
that
get the
didn't get
focus.
keyed out.
Well, it's because I'm so close. If I back up,
Mhm.
it starts to disappear.
Here's our BB.
I also have I have another one of him inside of a stormtrooper helmet, which is why I got. Let's see if
He
I can
needs
get that to
recharge.
focus. There it is.
He's kind of deadzo right now.
Oh,
Oh, that
nice.
was cute. I like that one.
Yeah, just so I have two of them, two
wee
of
little guy.
Baby Yodas in helmets.
Yeah. So this
like that
BB does
BB.
this. This BB does the same thing. He has the magnet because when he rolls, because he does roll,
Sometimes the thing will pop
it
off.
will fall off, and then he freaks out.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, he rolls on his
Oh,
own, and he's still a sassy little
he's
guy.
big. You can see he's pretty big too.
So
Oh,
it's
I
like
love
almost-
that.
Almost 2 feet.
No, I would say like maybe like 15.
So that's roughly a foot right there,
I
right?
think with his little antenna, maybe
Almost.
like 18 inches, maybe.
Something like that.
Almost almost a 1-to-1.
Yeah, almost. Like I guess the real one would probably be about yay big. Like the ball would probably be about there,
Yeah.
and his head would probably be about there.
So we love him. We don't play
Nice.
with him as
As
enough.
much as we
but-
could. We could scare the shit out of the cat with him.
Oh, we totally could.
Thanks a bunch, kiddo.
Thank you, Madison.
I personally think he's
Thanks.
a solid S tier.
Yeah.
That's
Does
fair.
anybody have an issue if I put him up there?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No,
So-
that whole scene of him being suspended in the Millennium Falcon after Rey does some tactical turns.
And he's just trying to keep himself upright.
Oh, it was so great. I mean, he's bouncing around. Finally, like these little wires shoot out from him, and he's just suspended there. That was great. So good.
I think the only part that I didn't really care for with him was in episode 8, where he kind of smashes his head into the console and magically, space magic fixes it. I thought that was kind of dumb, but pretty much everything else he's ever done was hysterical. Where he's like trying to fix all the shorts, like he sticks his little finger in, another one pops it. Oh shit!
Yep, I love it.
All right, so I'm gonna take two, and also throw them up there is the duo of original Sass.
It's like
Oh yeah.
it's like a very odd couple.
It is a very
it
odd
is.
couple.
It is Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, I think his name was,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It is absolutely the two of them right there.
And they bounce
I
off
love
each other
these two.
perfect because they have almost nothing in common.
Yeah. Yep.
But-
Now I'm a little disappointed, movie wise, when we first see 3PO and we get the backstory of Anakin's the one who actually built him.
Mhm.
And then you look at what happens later on throughout the series, and there's some attempt to a throwback to the earlier storyline, but it never meshes 100%, and that I'm a little bit disappointed in. Just because, like, especially with R2, R2's memory core has never been wiped. So he would
knows
have
everything.
knowledge that Anakin was the one who created 3PO. I'm sure 3PO disclosed that information to him at some point in time. He would have seen Anakin. He should have known Anakin turned to the dark side at some point. Like, there's more information R2 would have had that he could have just blurted out to who was ever was listening, and we could have had an immediate end to Star Wars.
Yeah. So that's obviously a big
Roll
plot
credits.
hole right there. I think the only real things that disappointed me with C-3PO were in episode 2, like all of his little accidentals, we'll call them. Like, oh, I accidentally shot a guy, or I tripped over my own feet and magicked my way out of the situation. Or in episode 9, where, oh, I'm gonna have my memory wiped. Oh, no, I don't. We're cool now. Kind of the sort of the fake out death of the character. Like, it's cheap. It didn't need to happen, and
Yeah.
frankly, it should have been permanent.
Now, there's actually a lot of great moments, like when he's rolling off the statistics, and Han's like, "Don't ever tell me the odds."
Yeah.
Or, he's sitting there, and upon first landing, in I think it was episode 7, where he walks up to Han Solo, and he's like, "Han Solo, it's me, C-3PO. You probably
might
didn't
not
recognize me
recognize me
because of my
because of the
red
arm."
arm."
Like, yeah, we fucking got it, guy.
That was brilliant character right there. Like,
It's
just
exactly
so good.
something he would have done.
And yep, he was built to be that pompous, kind of arrogant droid, without being overly pompous or arrogant.
Very
Like,
prissy.
he doesn't realize he's doing it. He is Sheldon
Mhm.
of freaking Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I think that covers it. Incredibly intelligent, but sometimes not entirely self-aware.
Yep. And as far as R2D2 goes, the fact that they were able to convey so much emotion from a droid with just beeps and boops
And a blinky light.
and little sideways looks and whatnot was amazing. Even going all the way through the Clone Wars, the animated series, and seeing how he's able to communicate himself with nobody else understanding him is brilliant.
Which, one of the things that's always kind of weirded me out is the fact that everybody seems to speak droid. Like, everybody knows.
Not everyone, but some people, yes. And
Have you
that's always been a weird thing.
Have
for
you
me.
ever seen a character on screen and goes, I have no idea what he's talking about? Either they ignore him or they know exactly what they're saying.
I think there might have been a couple characters that didn't understand R2 and had to either have Anakin translate for them or somebody else did.
If there was an instance of that, I can't remember it, but I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just don't personally.
Yeah, I think it might have
remember
been in the Clone Wars that happened,
Okay.
where he said something and Anakin's like, "That's right, little buddy," and the other person's like, "What are you talking about?"
You could understand that thing?
Yeah. I always thought it always seemed to me like Force sensitive people could understand him because it was kind of like, I don't know, they were tapping into the Force or something, and
they just sort of
were able
get
to do it, but
what he's all about.
I don't know. Yeah. Space magic.
It's space plot convenience is usually what it comes down to.
I know.
I mean-
just go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
Marvel's got, alternate timelines and infinite Earths. Star Wars has space magic.
Sometimes you just gotta do it.
All right. I know I just went, but I know we talked about this last 3 weeks ago when we did this. And I don't think we placed this person, but I'm going to throw them in the F tier because I just saw them.
I have
Who's
no
that?
complaints about that. That was fuck, I forgot it.
Jane Urso,
Jyn Erso.
Jyn Erso's mother,
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
who
yes.
makes like a 2-second appearance and
who is so remarkably forgettable. but-
immediately dies.
She's just there to validate the fact that Jyn
Lyra.
Erso has
There you
a
go.
mother.
I literally had to write all their names down. I couldn't remember her name.
Yep.
That's how remarkably
it.
unremarkable she is.
Yep, I'm good with that.
I've known
I
you
like
for 4
that.
years, Carl, and what an impression you made. I thought that we did.
I've literally been working here for the past 6 years. No, you haven't.
I thought you were a girl. Why would you think that? Because of the hat? So I could have sworn that we did Owen and Baru Lars last time too.
Did too.
Like I thought we threw them into D.
Maybe we didn't save it correctly. I thought we also threw them.
I don't
in
know
D.
that we did talk about them because I would have made a mention about the blue milk and I would have remembered that.
Yeah. Which, by the way,
Or you know, the fried corpse.
yeah, Mr. and Mrs. What's the Kingsford? Mr. and Mrs. Kingsford. Because charcoal. It's my
Oh.
joke is.
Oh.
You
Too
need
soon?
to do
Oh,
your
that
demon
hurt.
voice. That's what joke is.
Oh.
That's my joke is.
That hurt. Right about here. It hurt right about there.
Did you ever
Give me
hang
a
on?
twitch.
I'm gonna pull this up. This is, oh man, this is some savage.
Is
shit
this
right
the
here.
Forrest Whitaker eye?
It probably is. Yeah.
You ever heard something so stupid it gave you Forrest Whitaker eye?
Every fucking day. There you go, verbs.
Oh god. You know, that's about as good as I saw somebody put up a meme. They're like they bought the Razor Crest Lego set
Mhm.
and they had a picture of it sitting there and it was just all in pieces.
It's perfectly to scale. Oh,
Exactly.
Can
Or
we get
you
a-
know, the Alderaan Lego set and it's
yeah,
just
it's
all
10
brown
million
bricks.
pieces and no instructions. By the way, can we get an F in the
Yep.
chat for the Razor Crest?
No, I know. That was such a great ship.
So the question is, do you like supporting characters' original recipe or extra crispy? And I think in this case, we're going extra crispy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's either that or we'll give them all a hand.
Ah. And somebody give Luke a hand while we're at it.
Yeah. Ray realizing she made it all the way through the prequel or the sequels without losing a limb.
That's actually pretty remarkable. She didn't
I
get
know,
injured
I
at
kept
any
looking
point,
for it.
did she?
So the only limb that I saw initially was there was a fight sequence with Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren where they were taking out whatever. We never saw the full thing, and I think it was in the Rise of Skywalker. Where there's a battle going on, and I think we looked at it last time where he picks the dude up with the cross guard and like slams him to the ground or whatever. There's one dude in there who loses an arm, and that, as near as I can tell, is the only arm that's lost in. Well, no, I lied. There's the fight scene in the Red Room with Supreme the
Snoke dude.
Snoke. Yeah, you can see it right there. I think it's right by his leg. It was on the ground. I'm pretty sure there was an arm.
Oh, we did see an arm. Yeah, we did point it out last time.
Yep. And then there was one of the Red Guards in the Red Room of Snoke's battle that lost an arm as well.
man was
Those are
fast
the
there.
only. Those are like the only two arms that I can account for that were lost in the sequel movies.
There it is.
But none
right
of them
there.
were like major characters.
Yeah,
There it is.
There it is.
Fell right to the ground. Yep.
Verbal's lost arm count.
We'll make it like a
I
Cinnamon-
actually almost
like a
I almost bought a
Cinnamon Sins, like
T-shirt. It was a bunch of the characters there, and it said it said everyone who loves Star Wars give it a hand. And there are all these characters standing there with their arms, their separate arms above their
just
hand.
nubs.
You got Ponda Baba, you got the Wampa, you got Luke, you've got Vader. Yeah, it's a great shirt. So anyway,
Hang
Yeah,
on.
we can't forget this arm.
Ah, is that the red arm?
It is.
Yeah.
Goodness! Han Solo! It is
You might not
I,
have recognized me
C-3PO.
because of my red arm.
You probably don't recognize me because of the red arm.
Yeah,
Look who
that's
it
what was
is. Did you
that's
see
what was throwing us off.
God. Yep, that's. I didn't know who that character was until he said something.
I think my favorite comment about that scene that I've ever seen was I think it was CinemaSins where he says the C in C-3PO stands for cock block.
He's arrogant without trying. I love it.
Fucking classic. Yeah, those two, they're just the best.
Yep. And they've been in every Star Wars movie.
To include the holiday special.
Burn it.
And the Forgotten series droids. They were in that as well.
And Ewok Adventures.
Mhm.
R2 was in that one.
They've been in damn near everything.
So
Thomas, there was a backstory comic from I think Dark Horse Comics that actually goes through how and why he lost his arm, but we never actually saw it on screen.
No, and at the end of the day, I mean, it's like 30 years have passed since the last movie, and you just kind of expect stuff like that to happen in that universe.
Yeah.
There is an explanation, but only the hardcorest of hardcore actually need it. The rest of us just kind of roll with the punches. So we were talking about Owen and Beru Lars. Are we throwing them in D tier as well?
Yeah. Background.
Yeah,
Good people.
they're just kind of plot fuel, if we're being honest.
I like the fact that we got to see younger versions of them and kind of throwbacks to the Moisture Farm
Mhm.
in Clone
Or
Wars
at least put them next to each other.
when he revisited them after Shimmy's death. It was nice to see the blue milk was still a thing.
Yeah.
And there's funny lines that were given in that movie about the fact that I think Beru asked him asked Owen to be fixing something, and he's like, I'll get to it. And the funny thing is in New Hope, when we
It's still
see
broken.
them, older, she's still nagging him about that same thing.
Mhm.
So they kind of carried that joke through.
That is
I
the
like
most
that.
realistic thing I
That's
think
good
I've ever heard.
continuity.
The
Yeah,
husband just
that's
refusing
probably
to
the
do
most
home
continuity
improvement
we've
project.
ever gotten out of George Lucas.
Yeah, it was just a missing ceiling tile or a. So
Yeah.
speaking of Shmi Skywalker, are we throwing her in D as well? Just because, I mean, from a story importance, I mean, obviously very important, but on screen presence, there's really not a lot there.
I'd almost go F with her, to be honest with you.
It's a rough
I
day for
mean-
moms in Star Wars. It really is a
It really
Disney
is.
product, isn't it? Let's see.
So
Dead.
she's
Dead.
there for the exposition of the fact that she doesn't know how she became pregnant with Anakin. He just became.
But we do.
Yeah. She was there for Liam Neeson to kind of hit on a little bit, because that's the kind of Jedi he is, and
Sounds like my kind of Jedi.
it's just and she was there to give Anakin the anger fuel that he needed when the Tuscans killed her.
Yeah, she's a plot device.
Other than
pure
that-
and simple.
Yeah, and a terribly rushed plot device.
Do we have any more
Like, to be honest with
moms in
you,
this list we can shit on?
To be to be completely honest with you, I could have done without knowing who Anakin's mother was. Like personally,
I don't
I
think it was
really
really
didn't need
important.
the information. No.
At the end of the day, like knowing that he was a creation of the Force, knowing that he wasn't, doesn't make that
but
big
was
of a
he?
difference. Well, it's hinted at that he was either created by Plagueis or in response to Plagueis.
I think Plagueis was a little pervert and a little dirty,
You think
and
so?
just maybe wipe some memories.
Maybe. I like to think that the Jesus metaphor
was
is
a
not
Sith.
not quite so subtle.
Yeah, really.
So I did scour the list. I don't see any more moms to shit on, so I think we're good there.
There's Space Mom. There's Space Mom.
Where's
She's
Space
a
Mom?
wonderful person. Leia.
Oh,
Space Mom.
oh, fuck, you're right. Do you want to go?
Yeah.
Well, we also have Leia's mom
We could do.
too, so we got two other space moms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, technically.
Yeah, but there's only one Space Mom. If you follow the memes at all, there's only one Space Mom. That's Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Let's do her. Let's put her
Lady,
up on
Lady
the list.
Space Jesus.
We'll tackle one of the big ones. That sounds terrible. I'm not going to complete that sentence.
Let's just get the spoilers out of the way.
Yeah.
Been there since the beginning, since episode 4, before it was episode 4.
Actually, technically, she was there in episode 3.
She was for about 4 seconds.
Character-wise.
Yeah.
Character-wise.
Yeah. For about 4 seconds. Just long enough to go, Leia. And then shuttled off screen. Or rather,
well, I mean, there was the part where Obi-Wan Kenobi does hand them over to Bail Organa, Bail Organa, and his wife. So she is kind of there as well. So at least we see the beginnings of Princess Organa.
Yeah, Leia Organa later became Leia Organa Solo.
Yep.
Spoiler alert for those that haven't seen the sequel trilogy or read any books. What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, I was like, why are you even watching?
Seriously.
Who are all these weird space people with all the helmets?
So yes, this is definitely a top tier character. She is the twin brother of Luke Skywalker, just as adept in what?
I said Tom Hardy made me do this.
Oh god. Bye, Tom. Just as adept in the Force, just not as well trained at the time, depending on if you follow the storyline or not that Disney wiped out of the way. Which I think is why a lot of people had such issue in the Force Awakens, or not Force Awakens, in the
Last Jedi. No, Last Jedi.
Yeah, in The Last Jedi, where when she gets sucked out of the ship and then she magically, through space magic, brings herself back on. I think that's why everybody was
sensitive before.
Well, she has. Return of the Jedi.
Empire Strikes Back, you remember the whole telepathy?
Yeah.
Thing? She's been there the whole damn time. You just weren't paying attention.
Yep, exactly. Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, where she's like, she figured out that Vader was their father. She could feel it. And then she also knew that Luke was actually her brother. She felt that as well. So, but we've never really seen on screen her use the Force, so to speak, until that movie. In the comic books, however, Leia traveled down the dark side with Luke in Hunt of the Clone Emperor, and took a red lightsaber even at that point in time. Like she was trained using a lightsaber, and Rey actually ends up, I think, if I'm not mistaken, with Leia's lightsaber at one point in time, or at least it was talked about. So yeah, here's that scene.
Back in the day, but they didn't for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nobody asked us, so.
And Carrie Fisher as a person was absolutely wonderful.
She seems awesome.
After she got herself, kind of cleaned up and under control and whatnot. Because she had.
You can actually see like her coat now in the show.
She had a wild life, and towards the end of it, she recognized that. She called herself out on it. She gave absolutely no fucks after that point in time, and she told you as much as well.
Yes, I'll do your movie, but only if I get to have a metal titty holster for like 20 minutes. Are you sure, Carrie?
So,
that's a little weird. Just fucking do it.
So my good friend who passed away recently, Dale, he had a wonderful photo shoot as a birthday present from his husband Lou, at one of the conventions with Carrie Fisher. He got to meet her in person. There was a signing thing, and then he came back later to have pictures taken. And those two actually, as he reported, hit it off really, really well. She had a long day of signing and taking pictures with fans and whatnot. And when he came into, like, they had a great conversation during the signing part. And he's like, well, I'll see you later. I do have a photo with you later on. She's like, I'm looking forward to it. So he goes back for the photo, and he walks in, and they're, you know, they're like next, and he walks into the area where they're taking the photos, and he says she looked at him and went, oh, thank God it's you. And he got this big smile across his face, and they chatted a little bit, and they went to take the picture. And when she took the picture, she's like, do you mind if I put my head here? And she just lays her head on his chest. He's got the biggest beaming smile across his face. And it was one of the best pictures I have ever seen. I really wish I had it prepped and could have brought it up for you guys. I'll see if I can grab it real quick from his Facebook page. But it's one of the best pictures that I've ever seen. That I've taken with Carrie Fisher. I mean, it was just, and he, of course, retelling the storyline and whatnot. He loved telling that story about meeting her and the photo that they ended up taking.
That's entirely
That is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I'll see. Let me see if I can find that while we continue talking.
So I feel like we should get a couple of forgettables out of the way. The question is,
yeah, let's do that.
Which ones? How about DJ?
Oh God, that douche.
I was waiting for who the fuck is DJ?
I know who DJ is. He's a douche.
So he was sort of, like, narrative-wise,
A
he was
douche.
sort of the counterpoint to Han Solo. Like, you know, you meet this random kind of ruffian at the bar, and he works out for you. And the next one you meet, not quite so much. He sort of sells out your cause, literally fucking sells you out to be executed, and everyone you ever know dies. So, you know, sometimes things don't work out.
He's a douche.
Yeah, he's a humongous douche.
He was a slicer that they were looking for on the casino planet, and they ended up running into him in the in the jail cell, if I'm not mistaken.
Which getting arrested in that situation was probably the stupidest possible way you could ever get arrested. Like, you get tased in the middle of a casino for a parking violation. Are you fucking kidding me?
By the way, another one of my favorite BB scenes was in the Casino Planet, where the drunk, whoever it was, keeps trying to shove coins into him and trying to, like, he thinks he's a freaking casino game. It was, oh my God, it was so good.
I mean, I've seen a lot of drunk people at casinos, so I can totally see that happening.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, he's absolute trash. He is plot point. Oh God, it's that scene. Oh, I love this scene. So I think they had plans for the third-rate citizens on this planet, the ones that were doing all the work behind the scenes. I think they wanted to go down the line of, because at the end of this movie, we see the one kid who grabs the broom using just the Force, signifying the fact that you don't have to be somebody to be somebody.
That was one of the highlights of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you weren't paying attention, like, you look away for a second, you miss one of the biggest messages the movie has to tell you. And
yeah, that was a great scene.
In the first 5 minutes of episode 9, which is frankly disgraceful.
I have strong feelings about that.
Episode 9 as a whole, it was a lot of fun, but if you think about it for more than about 10, 15 seconds, it's gonna make your fucking brain hurt.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, where is this picture, man?
I think D is a fair spot for DJ. Or are we going?
Yeah. No, well.
Because once again, he has the mannerisms of the character is cool. The motivations of the character kind of make sense, but he's just not there for.
He was like a one shot. He was a one shot. Like it was almost like he was supposed to be so much more, and then they just one shotted him.
Yeah,
like I almost expected him to
come back or anything.
Exactly. I was expecting him to come back and kind of redeem himself or something, and there was just no redeeming that human piece of trash.
Yeah. Although, I feel like the fact that he elicits such a reaction is what keeps him out of F tier.
Probably.
Because for a second, like, when he's, asking Rose, like, hey, I need your sister's necklace as payment, and it turns out he's not using it as payment, he's using it practically. And he gives it back to her. You're like, huh, this guy's pretty alright. And then they walk around the corner
He's
like,
not a
hey, I
terrible
just sold out
dude.
the entire resistance. Fuck you. Deal with it.
Yeah. Precisely. What a douchehole.
Another forgettable one, who I actually really enjoyed, Baze Malbus. Also known as Space Heavy Weapons Guy from Team Fortress. if you want to describe this guy in one sentence, this is how you would do it.
I am Heavy Weapons Guy. And this is my weapon.
That's Baze in a nutshell.
That's almost like Breaker from Bad Bunch. If you haven't had a chance to watch Bad Bunch yet,
we're actually
if you haven't watched Bad Bunch yet, watch it. I love that series. It's so good so far. 4 episodes in, and I'm just...
who Baze is, I don't really blame you. That's Chirrut, and we'll get to him. He's actually one of my favorites of the recent movies.
Yeah.
Baze is, for lack of a better term, the other guy.
Yep. His best friend. It's his best friend. They've spent a lot of time together. They look out for each other. It's and he feels a responsibility for his blind friend. So
yeah, he's a lot of fun, but as far as what he contributes to the movie, it's basically nothing. He is shooting McShootface.
Agreed.
Yeah, he really is.
So the only question for Baze is D or F.
I go D with that.
I'm
personally.
I'm comfortable with D as well.
And by the way, if anybody's out there has a problem with where we put somebody, say something. If you think that Baze Malbus is God's gift to Star Wars, which, spoiler alert, you probably don't think that, but I'm not here to tell you what you think. You tell me what you think, and maybe we'll adjust fire. So, I guess we might as well move on to Chirrut. Chirrut, for me at least, was a lot of fun.
Yep.
See, it's funny because
he was.
Before you started to talk about them, since I've been watching this, I was thinking that I would, wherever we rank Baze, I would put him a tier above him, just because he has
so much more personality.
Right. And he believes in literally everything that's surrounding.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
so much more personality, much wiser outlook on life, realizes that yes, things are shit, but things are good as well. And just overall.
So my favorite scene with Chirrut.
Are you kidding me? I'm blind.
Why? Why?
Every single part.
Why?
Are you kidding me?
Why?
Why are we over there now?
Oh, Dale has so many photos, like so much stuff.
There's the peek behind the curtain there. I think that he's at least C.
I think so too.
Yeah. My favorite scene of his was when they were on the planet where they were targeting the general and Jin's father, and he hears the TIE fighter, or what was supposed to be a TIE fighter, coming, and he like lines up the shot, takes it, and takes out the starfighter. And I'm like,
blind, just with the Force.
If the dude is not a Jedi, you need to sign him up. Pure and simple. that is like one of the best scenes that I've seen in a long time in Star Wars. It was definitely one of my favorites from the very first time I saw it in Rogue One.
I kind of want to watch that movie. It's been too
It's
long.
a great movie. It's a great movie.
I can't find that scene specifically. Oh, this might be it.
Because he takes out his little staffy thing, and here it comes. Yep. And just like he tracks it and takes the shot. And just, yep.
I take it back. You're F tier. You're a fucking hacker. Where are you?
He hacked with the Force.
Fucking hacker. Down into F tier with you. In all
He
seriousness,
hacked
though,
the Force.
I think C out of minimum.
I think C for sure, at least.
Yeah,
This
absolutely
is-
minimum. If not B, but I can go with C. I'm happy with
I think
C.
C is fair. Since we're on the Rogue One kick here. Cassian Andor?
Cassian.
You don't really... He's a tough one to read.
Yeah.
So, I'm curious to see what you think about him.
Hold on here.
So obviously,
I'm sorry.
a spy, pragmatist, does what he has to do. As far as his personality, you don't really get a lot of a peek behind the curtain.
So I don't know that there's a lot there to begin with. One of the nice things was I remember reading an article regarding the actor. What the hell's his name? I don't remember his name off the top of my head. But I remember reading an article about the actor, and it was questioned why did he retain his accent for this particular character. Like he could have pretty much chosen any kind of particular character. Diego Luna is his name. He could have taken kind of any kind of way to go with this particular character, and his answer was that he wanted to have Mexican representation within the Star Wars universe. He wanted people of Mexican descent to be able to go, that character looks and sounds like me, and he just went with his natural speaking voice for this particular character, which I think plays perfectly into the whole look and the character development of this particular of Cassian. He's another one of those kind of redemption story characters. Like, he doesn't really give two shits in the beginning about Jin. By the end of it, like, he realizes there are things bigger than himself. It's very vanilla the way that they portrayed it within the movie, but I also feel like it's on par for that character. I feel that that character kind of lived life up until that point as just, this is a job. This is what the job is. I really don't care what the job is. I'm just getting paid. Like, I don't really care.
And
Whatever.
that kind of reminds me, I mean, really, when you put it into perspective, which is kind of like the same attitude that Han had for the longest time. He was just doing a job.
I'm gonna look out for me and take care of mine.
And then eventually he developed over time. This was just one movie, but I mean, he had the trajectory to develop even more had, he not come to an untimely death.
Yep. Sorry, I'm still looking for this picture. I really want to find this picture because it is such a great picture of the two of them. And
So do we think...
oh, I found it.
Well,
I found it.
well,
I found it.
back to center stage.
I found it. Oh, this is so good. Hold on, give me a second here. I want to pop this out into a, well, let's, all right. We're just going to do this. So this is the picture. Oh, wait, I got to actually, shit. No, there it is. That's the picture of Carrie Fisher and my friend Dale. It was a long day of photo shoots for her, and she just kind of was like, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to lay my head on your chest, and we're going to take this picture, and everything's going to be wonderful, and we're just going to have a moment. And his smile pretty much says it all right there.
That's awesome.
That's entirely
Yep.
cool.
It's so cool. It's so cool. I was so jealous of him. I'm like, dude, you're an ass. And he's like, I know.
How many people can say they took a picture like that with Carrie Fisher?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Literally, it sat in his living room in a very ornate frame. It was like I said, it was a birthday present from his husband Lou, because he was at Celebration 6 in Orange County, in Florida. He was there, and Lou actually paid for this signing session and photo shoot with and let me tell you, those ain't cheap. They ain't cheap. So is a hell of a birthday gift, and he didn't find Dale didn't find out about it until when he arrived for the convention. That the following day he was going to have this signing session.
For you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I'd heard about it from his husband prior to him going down, because I was supposed to go to this convention. I just couldn't get the funds together to do it. But yeah, no, it's they are trust me, not cheap. The last time I went to a Star Wars convention, I probably took, and it's not a flex at all, not really, but I probably took about $500 in just spending money for stuff on the convention floor that had nothing to do with food, hotel, transportation, nothing. It was $500 just to spend on swag and shit.
Yeah.
At the convention, like straight up. And
well, that's a few years ago. I was like, I think it was the year that we met. So I mean, financial situation was meh. But I was looking into going to the big one in New York City, and I think I looked at what the cost for meet and greets were for multiple people, like that were in the vendors at the time, and they were starting at like $750, and I was like, yeah, hell no, nope. Nope.
I have a T-shirt from the first convention that I went to. It was a special edition T-shirt from when the movies were re-released in the theater, 4, 5, and 6. A friend of mine worked at the movie. Yeah, a friend of mine worked at the movie theater, got me this T-shirt. I love this T-shirt. I wore it a lot, and then I thought, all right, I'm going to a convention. There's going to be people there that can actually sign a T-shirt. I'm going to take this T-shirt with me since I love this T-shirt so much. I'm going to get it signed by a bunch of people. And I got Ray Park to sign it, and I got Peter Mayhew to sign it, and I got Kenny Baker, Jeremy Bullock, who played Boba Fett. Oh God, Ray Park.
The OG Boba Fett.
Yeah, the OG Boba Fett, like the original Boba Fett that appeared in Empire and Return of the Jedi. Super great guy too, by the way. Oh my God, he got up from around his table, came around, threw his arm around my shoulder for a picture. It's awesome. I love it. It's on my Facebook page. And there was somebody else that David Prowse, the body of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I got all of them to sign it. I probably spent like $250 in signatures alone. And I still have this T-shirt tucked away somewhere right now. I haven't touched it. I haven't worn it since. I'm planning on getting it like framed or whatever. I was hoping to have added Carrie Fisher's, because there were characters across the front of the T-shirt, and I was having them sign near their characters if they were there. Ray Park obviously wasn't, because he wasn't in the original trilogy.
Right.
But I was like, I'm not passing up an opportunity to have Darth Maul sign my freaking shirt. Hell no. But yeah, probably spent like $250 in signatures just on this one T-shirt, and
that's
I'll never see it.
That's not that. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. Like I've spent a lot of money on like meet and greets for bands and stuff. But when I was looking at like when Avenger like was in the thick of it, and they were starting like some of the lesser characters were like $500, and then like you were talking like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans, and they were all like $750. I was like, you know what? I'd rather just maybe catch them on a subway or something, because it ain't gonna happen.
Well, and we're also looking at 2005, I think it was Celebration 3. So we're looking at 2005 money,
right?
Which, and the job that I had at that point in time, I was not making anywhere near what I currently make right now. So like that kind of money was a lot of money for me, to spend on signatures for a T-shirt that Yeah.
It's a hard
One of these
sell
years
to
I'll get
make
it mounted.
yourself look
Well, I mean, look at all the stuff that we want to spend money. I mean, it's crazy how much, especially in like Galaxy's Edge, how much everything costs. Like Jason wants to do, he wants to build the lightsaber. There are better lightsabers you can buy online, but it's not the experience. Like
you can definitely get better.
But I mean, it's crazy. Did you see my video of why we should drive instead of flying?
No, I didn't see that.
Well, we'll tag you in it then. But that was, I've been trying to sell the road trip, and he wants to fly. So I included in my PowerPoint presentation, some of the luggage that gets
She's not making it up.
some of the luggage that gets tossed around, and I had like a picture last time we went. Like, there's a sad face on his face, and then like a tear off of Kylo's, and I was like, "What? Do you want this to happen to your lightsaber? Like, this is why we should drive."
So I know the advantages of both driving and flying because I have done both to go to conventions and whatnot. And yes, driving out to the convention or something along that line and then driving back is definitely better because then all of your stuff is there with you. But the one convention that I did fly for, I did have stuff shipped back home. And that was an option that was available too. But and with flying, you do get there faster, you get home faster, so there's not the entire travel time. But then there's also an experience that occurs in the drive, so I can understand both aspects. I mean, you have to do the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. You can't do it in less than that.
24 parsecs is fine.
I am a huge, I love road trips. I really do. Like, I like being able to stop and make an experience out of it. And I understand getting there sooner, but we were gonna rent a car no matter what when we got down there. So I'm like, what's 2 extra days? We'll just drive those 2 extra days, and he can sleep.
And
I do most of the driving anyways.
Which I will.
He will. We won't even leave the development, and he'll be out. I almost guarantee you.
I'm not ready for a nap right now.
Let's before you fall asleep into geriatric slumber there, Boomer. Let's continue on with the characters.
Excellent segue, my friend.
That's what I'm good at. Let's take another background character that I really personally like. This background character, it's from the Solo movie. It was definitely kind of a shocker character. You weren't quite sure what to make of the character initially when they were introduced, and then by the end of it, you still weren't exactly sure what to make of the character, and that's Empress Ness. The one protagonist, or one of the protagonists from Solo. Empress Nest was, and funnily enough, the actress who plays this character it makes an appearance in Falcon and Winter Soldier. If you haven't watched it by now, I'm not spoiling anything because you should have watched it by now. If I've watched it by now, you should have watched it by now. But it's the same actress. I absolutely love this actress. She's got a very unique look to her. She's got a very unique dialect accent. I don't know where she comes from. I can't tell if it's England, it's Australia, it's Sydney. I'm not sure. I think Sydney is in Australia. That's a great thing to say. But this particular character, you initially think is kind of like the same thing as Woody Harrelson's character is in Solo, where it's just another smuggler, kind of character that comes along and is taking these things out from underneath of other smugglers. And turns out that she's actually doing for a higher cause. But the sheer look of this character is so good. So good.
Like Destiny vibe.
Oh yeah. Destiny meets like Horizon Zero Dawn almost, and a couple other things thrown in there.
I think even the fact that she kind of looks like she's like her real life face, she looks like she would belong in that game.
Yeah. And the other great thing that I love about this too is that outfit, that costume of hers, does not reveal any kind of gender. Just because she's a female under that mask, they didn't kind of build the armor to be female. They just build it to be a character. Yes. And the fact that when she initially took off her helmet and you saw who it was underneath, and that was such a major reveal, I was like, yes, that is perfect. Like, once again, we're going back to Captain Phasma, where you can't tell that, aside from her voice, that she's a female underneath that armor. She looks just like every other clone trooper, except for the fact, or not clone trooper, stormtrooper, except for the fact that she's got chrome everywhere.
Right.
So,
Which, speaking of which, do you know where that chrome armor came from? General Hux's dad originally had a ship that was made entirely out of that, and she conspired with General Hux. I think the kid's name is what is the kid's name? I think his dad's name was Armitage Hux. No, that's his name. What was the dad's name? Anyway, Captain Phasma, when she was just Phasma, conspired to murder General Hux's dad, and basically took a piece of his ship, melted it down, and made her armor out of it. This is like the biggest fucking big dick flex move you could possibly do.
Brendel Hux.
That's the one.
Brendel Hux.
That was in the book Phasma.
I didn't get a chance to read that. And honestly, you just kind of schooled me on some new information. So I'm happy to learn things.
Trust me, with most of these new books, you're not missing much. Phasma was boring as shit. The Tarkin book was boring as shit.
The Darth Maul book was really good, by the way. If you get a chance to read Darth Maul's book, read that one. It's super awesome. And Death Troopers, the zombie Star Wars book. Yeah, the zombie Star Wars book is amazing. It's so good. I have it somewhere.
Yeah, the only ones that I've really had a good time with so far of the new universe have been the Aftermath trilogy, which was still kind of meh, and then Leia, Princess of Alderaan, which is where you actually get your first introduction to the Force. Oh my god. Wow. Super duper fucking forgettable. Episode 8, Purple Hair. Kind of
Hold it. Yes.
Yeah, she was very different in the book. Obviously, she was a lot younger because they were teenagers. But she was sort of this, what was the name of, kind of like Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter. Just sort of very, like, hippy-dippy, real conspiracy theory nut. Like, just fucking out there. That was her character in the book, and they did a complete 180. I'm guessing they're saying, like, oh, she learned so much in her 20 years in politics and war. Now she's, super badass and whatever. They 180 her character, and I found that very disappointing.
Yep. That's awesome, though. I love some of the backstories that you get on some of these outlying fringe characters, that they really flesh themselves out within these books, and unfortunately, a lot of people just don't get to experience that.
Yeah.
So.
Because it takes way more of a time commitment than a 2.5 hour movie. It's a 12-hour book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people aren't willing to put in that time. The only reason why I put in that time is because I had an hour commute at the time. Knock out 2 hours to book a day.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. I like the idea.
I put Admiral Holdo in D tier.
Yep.
Like, all the solutions to her were there, and she just didn't do it for some reason.
How do you mean?
So, the sort of after the fact explanation that I've heard as to why she doesn't tell anybody her plan. Like, nobody on this ship has a single clue what her plan is until they're literally in the middle of executing it. Is, oh, there might be a spy on board. Like, okay, there might be a spy on board all the fucking time. You don't know that. So basically, she's sowing the seeds of dissent herself, as opposed to saying, like, hey, there might be a spy on board. I'm not going to tell you guys dick. She's like, stay at your post and follow my orders, because that's what we do in rebellions. I just found her to be very stiff, unlikable. She was kind of a prick.
So I can agree and disagree on this. I feel like she was also there to teach Poe a valuable lesson about leadership.
You're right.
And that his ways, while may work in certain situations, are not exactly appropriate for every way, and that you need to listen to the people around you and whatnot, and trust in certain people to make sure that they're making the right decisions, whether you see the full plan or not. I think that was there to kind of give him that leadership experience that he later showed uh in the final base there, where he kind of stepped up. Yes.
Yeah.
And he stepped up and did what he was supposed to, instead of just going off on his own, thinking he knew exactly what he needed to do and he was going to be the big hero of the entire story, and ended up getting a lot of people killed, like as we saw in the beginning of the movie. I think she was there to kind of give him that push of, look, you might be a man, you might think you know what you're doing, you don't know. There are other factors here. You need to trust in those who are above you in command to make the right decisions.
Valid point, both the point that you're making and the point that she was making.
Yep.
So I think
Yep.
the thing that describes Poe's character the best, if this is the clip that I'm thinking of, which I think it is, but
Time simpler.
So the First Order is only tracking us from one destroyer, the lead one.
So we blow that one up.
But if we
But if we sneak on board the lead
Oh,
destroyer
God, you
and disable the tracker without them realizing,
So we blow that one up.
They won't realize it's off for one system cycle. About 6 minutes.
So we blow that one up.
I like where your head's at, but no, they'd only start tracking us from another destroyer.
But if we
sneak on board the lead destroyer
So we
and
blow that
disable
one
the
up.
tracker without them realizing,
They
then we
won't
can
realize it's off for one system cycle. About 6 minutes.
sneak on board.
Just give it to me one more time. Simpler.
before he met Captain, or sorry, Admiral, although she was promoted for her untimely demise, that was basically his character in a nutshell. Just straight up jock douchebag. Kill everything that moves.
Bay.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, Michael Bay with a pilot's license.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah. Just lots of explosions and not a lot.
Take off, there'd be an explosion behind him.
Yeah. Just a giant wall of fire. Like, where the hell did that even come from? I put it there. Those aren't ideas, Michael.
From the
Those
launch
are
pad.
special
Why is there an explosion back here?
Those aren't ideas, Michael. Those are special effects. I don't know the difference. We know you don't. Get the hell out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. So I like I said, I think she was there as a vehicle to teach Poe how to be a better leader, how to consider those around him, and the chain of command, so to speak, that you'll get beaten with until you follow the chain of command. And that it's not always a great conspiracy theory if you're not included in every single conversation, because you may not have the clearance to be in those conversations.
Sometimes it just does come down.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah. So I really I don't know that I would put her in D tier necessarily. I think she did what she needed to do based upon the situation that she was faced to navigate. I would probably put her as a C.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go any higher than C though. But that's just me. And who really listens to verbal? Come on.
Obviously we do.
Dude, I don't know why.
I mean, right now I literally have you marginalized, but
hold on.
Look, you're unmarginalized. Now you're re-marginalized. Now you're sorry, wrong screen. Now you're unmarginalized.
God. Nice. I like it.
What are you thinking?
Alright, someone I don't personally care for at all. Matter of fact, I've had multiple times to buy their pop and have not. We're gonna throw Kira. I know she played some roles in the beginning, but there's just something about her in general that I just can't fucking stand.
I can't put my finger on it. I don't like the way she's portrayed. I don't have a good logical explanation as to why.
Here's why.
Is it because we've seen Emily Clark with blonde hair for so long, and now all of a sudden she had dark hair?
I think that's part of my issue with her.
The dragons
was that Game of Thrones was kind of on the out, and then they just needed another big name to fill it.
They need somebody famous. Let's get the dragon lady.
Like her character could have been a little bit more developed, and some of her conversation was just kind of meh.
Like the whole movie, it wasn't subtle. She's like, oh, you never know who you can trust. Definitely don't trust anybody. Why are you trusting people? Don't trust people. Like, it's like lining up to punch somebody. Like, you're telegraphing it so fucking hard.
Some people need to be beat over the head with those kind of statements until they actually finally sinks in. So
yes, the audience shouldn't be those people, though. And in this case, it was not subtle.
So I like this character for the fact that she was not necessarily betrayed, but she was left behind. She had to do what she had to do to survive. She has ambition, and she put herself in a place of power. So whether that's on the right side or the wrong side of the story is irrelevant, because she was doing what she has felt she needed to do in order to...
I'd like to offer a counterpoint here.
Absolutely.
I feel like the best part of her character development happened off screen, which is a problem for me.
Potentially.
Like, you don't actually see this transformation take place. Any of it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's here now, deal with it.
Well, I mean, that's why it was called Solo and not Kira.
It's a good point, but she is a massive part of this movie.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
Yeah. And I think it's the combination of the betrayal of Kira and what's his face that Woody Harrelson played. I think it's the betrayal of those two characters within this film. I can't remember what his character's name was in this movie. I really can't. That's it.
I only remember because I have it written down here.
So the between the betrayal of these two characters who he felt he put a lot of trust in made Han the dubious scoundrel that he becomes, and only relies on those who have proven themselves to him, i.g.
most of them speak
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Yeah, or Kashyyyk. So Chewbacca proved himself to Han. He has a life bond with Chewbacca there. He's really, for the longest time, the only one that he'll listen to, the only one whose advice he'll take, and the only one who he really trusts with his life. Because the other people in his life that he thought were there for him turned out not to be.
Yeah, and you see that
so while
episode 4, like he literally does not trust anybody who's not named Chewbacca. Doesn't trust Leia. Definitely doesn't trust Luke. Thinks Obi-Wan
doesn't trust any kind of hokey religion when you got a good blaster at your side.
Yeah, like you live in a universe where like 20 years ago this shit was happening. There's a fucking Jedi temple. Like, it's still there.
There's space magic.
Yeah, you think that they killed off all the Jedi for no reason just because they were, plotting conniving assholes or something? Like, no, they were afraid of their space magic, so they murdered them.
So, I'm sure you guys are starting to see a very clear theme with me. While I may not take immediate offense to particular characters or dislike particular characters, I appreciate their motives and their means for motivating other characters. They may not themselves be the best characters or even portrayed the best ways as possible, but I appreciate what they do for other characters' developments, even if theirs were terrible.
And I don't claim to be an acting expert. I'm personally terrible at the practice, but I thought that Emilia Clarke was not good in Solo. She wasn't convincing. She wasn't believable. She wasn't witty or poignant. It was the vanilla pudding of acting jobs.
So here's a fair point too. I don't feel like any of the acting in Solo was on point.
I agree.
I'll agree with most of it.
I feel that you could have taken any actor and thrown him in the role of Han Solo, and we would have gotten the same kind of performance out of it. as the actor that they did choose.
Whoever this guy, I don't remember what his name is, but he was basically doing a Chris Pine impersonation for the entire movie. Is what I thought.
Let me see here. No, that's a terrible choice. Alden Enric?
Sure.
Enric? So they actually did had somebody else slated to play Han Solo. The only problem was they had to call in a acting coach, and then they didn't like what he was doing. But he looked more like the character and acted more like the character, whereas this guy could, retain his lines and repeat them like a parrot. I really feel like his performance wasn't that spectacular. So that lead performance not being spectacular led to all of the rest of the performances also not being as spectacular.
I liked, I don't know what his real name is, but Childish Gambino, whatever the fuck his real name is, playing Lando Calrissian.
Glover.
Yes. Donald Glover?
Yeah, Donald Glover.
I enjoyed him a lot.
Yeah.
The voice acting for L3 was also a lot of fun.
Yep. Spot on.
Discount Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever the fuck his name is. Oh, was it Michael Fassbender? Who the fuck played the main villain guy?
Paul Bettany.
In Solo?
Vision
and Paul Bettany.
Yeah,
yes. I like that.
I enjoyed him even if he was also more than a little bit vanilla.
So,
get me my money.
So I just looked up, by the way, the guy who played Han in Solo hasn't been in a movie since.
You're kidding.
He's been on the TV series Brave New World, which is my favorite book, as you know, which I have not watched the series, but he has been in no feature film since Solo.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, and even there before, he wasn't like in demand either.
No. I feel like
I'm looking through his IMDb, and I'm not even seeing anything that like stands out as me going, oh, that's where I know the guy from. Because no.
Kind of guy.
I mean, sometimes that works out, and sometimes it doesn't. Like I appreciate when they take, especially when you're bringing in a new character, and Han is not a new character, but as the old, like I appreciate some of the newer Star Wars characters where they pick some random person you've never heard of before instead of a B or A-lister who really takes away from that. Then I feel like, especially,
If you think about it, even going back to the original trilogy, that's sort of how it's always been. Like, who the hell is Mark Hamill before that?
Yeah. Mark Hamill was just some scrawny, almost teenage kid when he originally started with Star Wars.
Harrison Ford was a C-lister.
Yeah. I mean, he had up-and-comings with Indiana Jones, but like Indiana Jones hadn't even hit with Harrison at that point in time. So, yeah. Yep.
So it's always been that way.
I mean, you get hit or misses with people that you haven't heard from before. Like we had Hugh Jackman portraying Wolverine initially in the first X-Men movie, and at that point in time, nobody knew who Hugh Jackman was. Now everyone, the man did a musical. Like, who would have thought the man would have done a musical?
Oh god,
he was so good in that too. Oh my god, so good.
He did The Greatest Showman, which is actually a pretty good show.
Yes. Oh, so good. I like that one a lot. But so we get these no-name actors that make huge splashes, and then all of a sudden they're like well known. But I just really feel like in this movie, I feel like all of the acting in this movie was just subpar. Like even Woody Harrelson's part in all of this was just it was not. Yeah, it just was not up to the caliber.
It almost felt like he was. What was the name of his character in the Hunger Games?
Oh,
like
yeah.
God damn it.
I'd know it if I heard it.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna look it up. He's ahead of me.
Yeah. Hold on here. Yeah, because he was in Zombieland too. I loved him in Zombieland.
Who's no?
Haymitch Abernathy.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Crane was the bad guy.
Tobias Beckett felt an awful lot like Haymitch.
Yeah.
less hammered.
Yeah,
Considerably
but still in that mentorish kind of role, and then he was just a traitor.
You could pretty much just
So
yeah. That's him.
you could draw a line.
You know, rank him too quick.
Yep.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah,
rank these out.
So I don't really feel that it was the fault of Emily Clark or the character design for Kira that was necessarily terrible for that movie. I just feel like the movie could have been so much better. The acting was subpar. Don't get me wrong. I still love Solo as a movie. I feel
Even the worst
it
Star Wars films are
explains.
still better than most movies out there.
It's not the holiday special, so I'm okay.
And for
So-
those
so
of you that
it's
are
still
not familiar with what we're talking about here, that's actually a real thing.
I would say
Oh,
we
God, the
talked about
holiday
on part
special.
1 of this. We did.
Oh. The only thing good that came out of the holiday special was the Boba Fett cartoon. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is absolutely a
was it.
real thing.
It's trash. Although if you want a really good kick and watch B. Arthur singing about Life Day,
Yeah.
go watch it because B. Arthur is singing.
There we go.
And
there she is.
yeah.
I have never
Yeah.
actually seen this start to finish, which I feel like
You need to sit down one of these days and take it in, seriously, because it is a spectacle, and then you will want to rip your eyes out and scrub your brain with a Brillo pad to get rid of it.
Watching 40 minutes of just having John Tron shitting on this movie was probably enough for me.
Okay, but I just want to point out that B. Arthur in general is a
He's a fucking legend.
Oh, she is. Absolutely. I mean, most people know her from Golden Girls, but she is an absolute legend. Just not in that instance.
So do we want to bang out these solo characters just so we don't have to deal with them anymore?
Might as well.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Okay. So we had Tobias Beckett was down here. D or C?
I throw him in at C. I do like the character. I like the lessons that he teaches Solo.
Even if his performance is phoned in, he's still fun.
He gave Solo his blaster. Come on.
Which
He broke down the rifle and gave him his blaster.
That's a bad piece of iron right there.
I think his girlfriend, despite the fact that she died honorably, she was just kind of...
He had negative 4 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, I mean, I would throw her in
Yeah.
C.
That might be generous.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that.
the
I do like the
sacrifice
pilot though.
Oh,
The
yeah.
four-armed
Oh,
pilot.
yes.
Can't remember his name.
I know the name. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Because I want to... Oh, Jesus.
Because you know I'm fast on the fingers with that.
His name is real.
Oh God. The only way that would have been better is if you rickrolled it somehow.
It's not too late. I don't have a button for that yet, but I do have plenty of other buttons. Which, here we go.
But yeah, I do like him. He was oh God. Jesus. I do like that character. I feel like he was he was a good person or good not person. He was a good biped, and I actually enjoyed his character while he was on screen. So I would throw him above Tobias's girlfriend.
Okay, so we're going C tier.
Personally.
I wish he had more time because he was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Let's see.
And
Villain McVillain face.
Dylan McVillain face.
Yeah, what's your name?
I do like the fact that when he got angry, his scars kind of glowed. I like a little bit more backstory on that. Like, what was he exactly? What race? What is the deal with the scars? Do you like my scars? You want to know how I got my scars? You want to know how I got these scars? I was young and eating a Freezy Pop.
I was going to make an inappropriate comment. I was going to say, let's talk about how he answered to my daddy.
Oh.
Yeah,
Probably where he got so far.
being Darth Maul's bitch. By the
Yeah,
way,
pretty much.
that appearance at the end of Solo, that wasn't good.
Oh.
That sucked so hard.
No?
No, I hated it.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, I loved it.
Like, okay, so the fact that that came out of nowhere was amazing. The fact that he, like, stares into the camera is like, I'm gonna ignite my lightsaber for no reason other than I'm fucking angry all the time. Like, who does shit like that? That is a very
So
vaudevillian thing to do.
So it didn't necessarily come out of nowhere because if I'm not mistaken, I think before Solo came out, he made his appearance in the Clone Wars animated series, and kind of disappeared off the map, so to speak, for a period of time before he came back and took over Mandalore. So we knew that of his existence was out there and that he was involved with crime syndicates at this point in time. That he was not really kind of sithing it up; he was criming it up. So the fact that he popped in under Black Sun was not necessarily a super surprise for me, but I did not expect it to be in Solo.
Speak of the devil.
Dryden Voss is
Speak
dead.
of the devil.
Murdered by the thief he hired to steal the coaxium shipment, his friend.
Like, I was almost thinking this was going to be Zur.
Is that so?
The guy from Toy Story?
Where is
No,
the
not the guy from
shipment
Toy Story.
now?
Gone. Beckett took it, slaughtered the others. I alone survived.
But once he started talking, I was like, oh, I know who
alone.
this is.
This part was
I wasn't there.
right up until
But if I had been, perhaps I could have saved him.
So there's a weird thing going on your audio on the stream. I'm hearing you fine in Discord, but you're like slowed down in the stream. I don't know if that's on purpose or not.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, that's weird.
Kira, you and I will be working much more closely from
Like,
now on.
who the fuck does that?
There you go. That's better.
Because I think he was still trying
And that's
to
a different
intimidate-
lightsaber too.
Yes.
Like, honestly, I think the point of him even really lighting it up is really that intimidation to her.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
say, you know, like, you're working for me now. Just remember, look at my big glowy stick.
Yeah.
Remember who I am.
It just seemed really corny to me.
You know, but I think that's why it was an intimidation tactic.
I'll believe it.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Psychological.
So,
Completely.
Darth Maul's bitch. Where are we putting him? C tier?
D tier.
D tier?
D tier. D tier.
As far as like his
He's a
actual
whiny little
motivation in
bitch.
the movie, he just
I
think
would
he was
almost I don't like Kira's character, as I said, but I would almost move her up to C tier with him in D tier, because
she at least changes throughout the course of the film.
yeah, and I mean, she is working under him, but she's also very manipulative.
Whereas Dryden Voss is a very static character.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's just there in the background, like, oh no, if we don't get this fuel, he'll kill us. That's Solo in a nutshell. Scary gangster
Yeah, and
guy's
he's
gonna
like-
kill us.
He's like that manager at work that like comes up and gives you small talk because he wants to get something out of you.
Where's
and
my
he doesn't
cover
really
sheet
care
for my
about your
TPS
life.
report?
Yeah, he doesn't really care about your life, but he's making the small talk with you and trying to be nice and friendly because he wants you to do something for him.
So we rated one very small character, and I kind of want to move on to another before we get back to the Solo characters, if we have any left on the list. And that's Babu Frick, who frankly is the GOAT as far as I'm
S
concerned.
tier. No.
I'm gonna have to make a double S tier for Babu Frick.
Babu Frick.
Droid is ready.
Babu Frick. Freaking love that thing. Oh my god, it's so good.
I don't know what he is, but I love him.
Hold on. He was an Enzelian male.
Sure.
I don't know what an Enzelian male is, but
An Enzelian is this.
I must be malfunctioning.
Yep. Very much.
Babu Frick, can you help
And,
us with this?
Let's see here.
Zori, is this gonna work? Ediga babu, etu and nandu uta. He says he's found something in your droid's forbidden memory bank.
Babu, can you make him translate it?
Uta vala dicta. Yes, but it will cause a complete
memory wipe. Anything.
Droid, remember, go blank. Oh, blank, blank.
There must be some other way.
So it's hard to tell. He is a practical puppet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he looks like it. It's either really janky CGI or he's actually practical.
Yeah, he's practical special effects. Like,
can we just be honest here? Most of those little teeny tiny characters in most movies, I'm all for. Like,
yeah, they're S tier because they're adorable.
In Men in Black International, like the little dude with the red armor, love him too. all those like little characters are like.
What about Frank the Pug? What about Frank the Pug? Come on.
You don't like it? You kiss my furry little butt.
I love
Frank the Pug in Men in Black 1, S tier. Frank the Pug in Men in Black 2, F tier.
Yeah, I agree.
Small doses. Small doses.
Yeah, and Zelian, he spoke a fractured, heavily accent form of Basic known as Antillean.
Okay.
So he was speaking his own language at times, but also Basic as well. He was a droid smith. It was his profession. So he is a great little character. I love it. I love the fact that they introduced something so new into the Star Wars universe,
especially
something
so late
we've
in the
never
series.
seen before.
Because he's
not S tier. I'd go
think
C
B or C,
maybe B, maybe
you want to
B,
go C
but
or B?
C definite.
I would say C.
Yeah, C is for me a bare minimum for him. In my personal opinion, he's fucking goated. I love him. You take your Luke
Where are all the
Skywalkers
little
and your
Boba
Darth
Frick
Vaders, you just go
stuffies?
ahead and take him over there. Give me the Babu Frick. Give me more of that little guy.
We've got all the Grogu stuff. Where's the Babu Frick stuff?
Do we have Babu Frick? I thought we did.
We might.
I thought we had a pop of him.
I'll have to look. I'll have to look.
We'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
Do we have any more solo characters in here? We got a Rouge one there.
Scroll down. I can't see.
One step ahead of you.
Yeah, very last one.
Oh, that's episode 9.
No, that's. Is it 9?
Swearzy
Oh
Reels.
yeah, it was.
She
Never
was
mind.
in that scene.
Yep. Never mind. Yep, never mind. Hold on.
Well, since we're on her,
It is Zora, right?
Yeah.
Zora
Yeah.
Bliss.
Zora Bliss. Yeah.
Yep.
Which she seemed a little bit too try hard and edgy. Like she almost seemed like a Mortal Kombat in like with a Hot Topic attitude. Like you think you know what pain is? I've been suffering for 72 years since you left. I should shoot you in the face right now. It's not a phase, Dad.
Kylo Ren. That sounds like Kylo Ren.
Except her voice is deeper.
She was oh god. I know. So when I initially heard her speak, I knew the I knew the actress. Like I can't remember who she is off the top.
Carrie Russell.
Yes.
She was in Felicity, I think, back in the day.
Zori, this is Ray and
I
Finn.
can pull this trigger right now.
I've seen you do worse.
For a lot less.
Can we just
Yeah, there was something else that I
talk
remember
about
seeing
this?
her from.
I want to
more
see your brains in the
recently,
snow.
though.
Wasn't she in one
Oh
of
gosh,
the?
she was in Honey, I Blew Up the Kids.
Was she?
Yeah.
Was she one of the kids?
I want to say she was. Wasn't she recently in one of the Mission Impossibles too? I think.
What are they up to? Like Mission Impossible 23?
Oh, she was in Mission Impossible.
I don't know. It's like
3.
Fast and the Furious. There's like 27 of those.
Oh, don't get
things.
me started on that. That's a franchise that has gone down the shitter.
Yep.
Which is a gosh darn shame because I love the first 3.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Maybe that's where I saw her from.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 3. Oh, she was in the new Mickey Mouse Club. You know, the one that
Yeah, I just
Justin
now saw that.
Timberlake and
So not the one.
Ryan Gosling.
Not the one with Britney Spears.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the
Okay.
new Mickey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
The old Mickey
That
Mouse
would've been like the
Club
60s.
is like, yeah.
like late 50s, early 60s.
Oh hell, she was in Cinder Elmo.
Sure.
Oh, she was Felicity.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, she was Felicity. She was.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of Felicity.
I only watched here and there.
So I just remember hearing her voice, seeing her eyes. I was like, I know this person. I know this person. Not personally, but I know who this person is.
You know of this person.
I know of this person. They don't know me, but I know them. That's
But
how
they
creepy
will.
works. But I don't know. I kind of it's
yeah. Our
it's
cat's
one of those
scratching at the
underdeveloped
basement door.
characters. It's one of those characters that could have so much more potential that didn't.
Which is a shame because I mean the design of the character is very cool. The fact that she kind of comes out of nowhere and like here's this character that, you know, Poe has this big long backstory with. That's cool. But they don't really go much into it. She basically she's a plot device. Like, here, take my magic coin that'll get you on the boat. And
Well, and then she comes in at the end as well, like as support.
Yeah.
One of the many ships that show up.
we got a wild shred in chat. If you want to join in on the Discord, go nuts, man.
Shred was totally napping. Yeah, we're in the Call of Duty Discord, Shred. If you wanna jump in and have a talkie talk.
That's it. We'll get
But
your
yeah,
face up there too.
She was that background character that just it never evolved into anything more than the background character. There was a lot of history with Poe. It looked like there may have been like some romantic history at some point. Not that
You were a
that
spice
really
runner?
needed, to be honest with you. But
Poe Dameron, runner of
but,
spice.
Like there was what now?
Poe Dameron, runner of spice.
Yes, exactly. But it's just once again it was a plot device. She was not much like I expected them to do more with her, especially with that kind of character design. You would expect more.
Yeah, it's
Of course,
badass.
there again, Zam Wessel had a unique character design too, and Zam Wessel, all that they did with her was she was a terrible action figure, and she tried to kill Padme.
So for those of you who forgot who Zam is, that's her, him, her, they, shapeshifter. Don't really know.
It.
Yeah, it or they.
They.
Yeah,
Use
that's
they.
that's them there.
Yes.
That was it was a bounty hunter called. That was pretty much her only speaking line.
Zam Wessel was a changeling bounty hunter and that tried to kill Padme and along with Jango Fett, and had a terrible action figure. Like they tried to do the Zartan thing all over again, where they gave her the changeling face that you slid over top of her existing face. It was terrible. Didn't fit right.
It should be good.
Yeah, it's terrible. But anyway, so yeah, she was a very similar kind of. You get the sense that she was a bounty hunter maybe at one point in time or something along that line.
That was actually kind of cool. I think this is the one that you're talking about.
It was terrible. Yeah,
There it
yeah,
is.
and that face never quite fit right over top of, like it didn't look right. It never did.
It's a cool idea.
Like that face looks fine right there.
Yeah.
That face looks fine. But then when you go to the picture with that little masky thing over top of her face, no, it looked awkward.
From that
bulky.
picture, it almost looks like what's his face from The Office, where he's like wearing fucking bologna on his face.
Dwight.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the impression I get from that.
But they did the
I
same
don't know
thing
why
with
you're
the
both not
Zartan
jumping
G.I.
into
Joe action
Discord.
figure back in the day, where you had a false face because he was the master of disguise. He could impersonate anybody.
Not to be confused with the one
you
who
had
was
the false.
not turtle enough for the Turtle Club.
Yeah.
The other one.
He had a false face that you could slide over top of his over top of him underneath of his mask, and that's the exact same thing that I thought of when I first saw that figure.
Mhm.
So.
By the way, that's a
But,
damn good looking PC case you got there. I must say.
Oh, is it now? Does it look familiar?
It does look familiar.
Yeah.
It also comes in
It's
black,
a
by the
nice
way.
It's a nice little computer. For those of you who are not
Hi,
aware,
Peters.
though, this back here is not real.
The fourth wall is broken. Reality is poison.
It's
Say hi,
not real. It's not. Look.
Oh God!
real.
Everything I've ever known is a lie. See, you get a cat on this channel. You don't even have to spend points.
Oh. I like the kitty cat.
Oh
He doesn't want you.
no, he wants his mama. He's mama's boy.
Come on.
But yeah, so
One.
I would say we take Zora Bliss, put her down in like D tier.
Yeah, I think either C
She's
or D
a-
would be fair.
She's a background character that just never really kind of
Sadly underdeveloped.
came to be. Yeah.
Do we want to go the same with Zam, even though she has
Yes.
a little bit less screen time?
Actually, put Zam in F because she was, oh god, such a waste.
I kind of want to put everybody involved in episode 2 into F tier. So
No, not
Anakin, you
everybody.
go into F tier. Padme, you go into F tier. Just by association. Count Dooku, you go into F tier. Everybody. We're fucking
Oh no,
nuking
you're not
that
doing
movie.
that to Christopher Lee. That man is a god.
I'm nuking the whole movie.
I mean, he was Willy Wonka's dad, so that's S
At
tier.
at least not the grandpa. Or the Charlie's grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa Joe, fuck that dude.
Yeah, that fucking scumbag. Especially the new one.
All right, okay, never mind. I got the jump. I'm like Willy Wonka. Like, how the hell did Gene Wilder get involved in Star Wars? I don't
No,
understand.
the newer, the
Tragedy.
Johnny Depp one.
Yep. I got it now. It's the father of Willy Wonka.
Grandpa Joe's a piece of shit in both movies, though.
So since we've been doing kind of trash tier
And
characters for a
Sauron.
while now, let's get on to a good one. And this one you two are going to have to talk about because frankly, his on-screen development doesn't exist. But he's played again by an amazing actor, and I don't know dick about him, for being honest, except for what's in the opening text crawl, and that's Count Dooku.
Ah,
Fallen Jedi,
Darth
sort of
Tyrannus.
second hand to Palpatine, head of the CIS. Like, he's obviously got his hands in everything, but they don't really talk about him. He's just sort
Right
of
hand of the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, there is that. So you've chosen death.
He really is an incredible actor, though, in everything he's in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Christopher Lee was definitely one of those legends up there in acting. The span of his acting career was vast and wide and girthy, and I know exactly what I said.
I said what I meant, damn it.
So Count Dooku was originally a Padawan to Yoda, and was just as skilled of a lightsaber duelist as Yoda
I'm assuming the old one.
Yeah,
Not the adorable one.
That's not Yoda. That's
he took issue with a lot of the Jedi practices and means. Felt that they were being restricted. Felt that they were being held back. And found the path of the Sith to be more freeing and whatnot. So he turned his back on the Jedi Order. One of the first, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe not the first, but one of the more recent ones in its history that actually turned its back and became one of the fallen Jedi.
He's the only one that you know about at the time in the movies, at least.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, they've been around
So,
for tens of thousands of years, so obviously it had to have happened at some point.
Oh yeah, definitely. So he walked away from the Jedi Order, and there was rumors. No one actually confirmed at the time that he had joined the Sith, because when he joined the Sith, he took on the name of Darth Tyrannus. Dooku was just his non-Sithy persona, and no one could ever properly link him to Palpatine either. So. He was just known as a separatist at that point in time with former Jedi powers.
I'm trying to remember which book he was actually in recently. Whether it was a book based off of Obi-Wan, I can't remember specifically, but young Dooku actually does factor into one of these new expanded universe books.
Right. That ain't right, man. What people don't actually know is Verbal has never seen Star Wars. He's currently on Wiki reading word for word.
He is reading furiously. And during the second age of the Sith, he turned out to be bad. My words, not theirs.
I guess it kind of does sound like that, but you have to realize that I've spent years discussing Star Wars online with people through message boards, even not even just face to face, just even through message boards. So a lot of this is written down and is burned into my brain through my retinas, and just yeah. When you get a passion like this, you know the minute details about it.
Fast research, by the way. Incredibly fast.
I have macros.
What you don't know is that I'm actually texting him under the table which character's coming up next, and he's got like 3 screens that shit open.
I mean, did you not see the background of my monitors? That's real, by the way.
It's
Not the
absolutely
monitors,
real.
but
Yeah,
the background.
I'm definitely not messaging him because his monitors say so. It's definitely not a video media source on loop or anything.
No. This isn't delayed at all.
No.
But yeah, so Dooku was definitely a force to be reckoned with, and but the Jedi only ever saw him as a separatist because they didn't realize that they had suspicions. They never had confirmation that he had actually joined the Sith.
And in his defense, the CIS actually did have a lot of very valid points. Like they weren't just straight up the bad guys. Like they had a lot of legitimate gripes with the Republic.
Exactly.
Like, hey, you guys are kind of corrupt assholes. We're leaving. You know, the fuck you're not. We're gonna raise this clone army and kill you.
Their message was good. Their message was good. The methods were not.
Yeah, not ideal.
So
the question is, where do we place old Darth Tyrannus?
No less than an A, I think.
The question is A or S.
Yeah. I'm going with at least A.
I'm leaning towards A.
I don't like I think Vader could have, I mean, obviously Vader did best Dooku.
Which actually led to one of my favorite lines in the history of Star Wars.
Which was?
Looking for the short one.
Oh, you're pulling up video.
Do it. Do it.
I'm just good at research. Do it. Do it.
Like when you hear a guy talking like that, like, maybe we'd have a little second thought there. Like the only way you could possibly be any more subtle
is if he actually starts talking like this and verbal. I know you can't hear the demon voice, but the people on the other side of the stream can, assuming that it's working. So it should be a lot funnier for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hear that.
Hopefully it stopped this time.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Now.
I am the Senate.
I couldn't even use that the other day.
You want this, don't you?
Take it.
Strike down with all your anger. Take your Jedi weapon.
He said it the demon voice the other day, and he showed me. I couldn't stop laughing. He's like, just try. And I was like, I can't. I was in tears. Like every time I go to say something, I just start laughing again. Like I couldn't even do it.
Let me see if I can pull up this.
Are you good?
Your friends are dying. You want to help
In the name
them.
of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The Senate will decide your fate.
It's treason.
You guys took too long to figure this out.
Fucking Ian McDermott. Goated. He's so good.
Yep.
So good.
Yep.
We'll get to him.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, he's going to be S tier. Just thought I'd put that. You don't orchestrate the entire downfall of the galactic government and not get S tier. I'm sorry. That can't happen.
Yeah.
But who are we talking about again? Dooku. So he's in A.
He's an A for sure. S, I'm not 100% sure, just because we got Palpatine above him, his real master. Even when he was kind of kicked to the side, he was still Dooku's master. So
So let's here's a I'm not going to say a trash character, but a very generic, forgettable character that I'm probably throwing into F tier. Captain Panaka from episode 1.
Captain Panaka, yes.
Once again, a very vanilla character.
Man, when they came out with the action figure for him, because I worked at Walmart at the time that episode 1 came out, so I had early access to all of the action figures, and as they were coming in, and I'm like, who's this Captain Panaka dude? Like, he's good enough to get an action figure made, like right off the start. Who is this guy?
And you watch the movie like, oh, all 14 seconds of him.
Yeah.
The queen is not going to like this.
He's good as a security, as a head security person. I can't fault him for that, but beyond that,
he's just there.
Yeah.
It's nothing against the actor personally. It's just they didn't.
Denzel, by the way.
I mean,
kinda like a
in
mixture
the world of
Denzel
Space
and,
Wizards. In the world of Space Wizards, what are you going to do as head of security?
Not much.
Yeah. So.
And he was there at the assault on the Viceroy, like the throne room and all that. Like he's definitely a man of action, but that's all he is.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
He
He distrusted
personified.
Boss Nass and the Naboo.
As everyone should.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think they had more worth than what people actually gave them because they just were ridiculous and silly looking. But
and were associated with the dirty Jar Jar Binks.
Who did try to redeem himself with the clone. See, you got to watch the Clone Wars, okay? Because you might feel a smidgen, not a whole lot, just a smidgen.
No sympathy,
better
no
about Jar Jar.
survivors. So, do you remember when Star Wars Galaxies, the MMO that was based off of pretty much the prequel and the original trilogy, came out? I used to hunt Gungans for sport. I got no XP out of it. I didn't get any sort of monetary gain out of it. I killed them because I wanted to.
I mean, I'm sure you're not alone in that.
No.
I'm pretty sure once people figured out that was an option, that there was like hunting parties that were formed.
If I would have had friends that played more regularly, we probably would have done that on the regular.
I missed out on the whole. Well, no, I did have Star Wars Galaxies. That was the RTS MMO, wasn't it?
Oh, right.
That wasn't like Old
That was
Republic.
it was almost like EverQuest or World of Warcraft, but
Yeah.
kind of shitty
Yeah.
and really laggy in some places. Like the spaceport on Coruscant, there would just be people spamming out, like, because the game had its own economy, so it'd be like people would just be shouting as fast as they could, just spamming out messages. Say, "Oh, come buy my shit! I have the special blaster +2, and I have this armor set over here for however many credits." And it would just be hundreds of people just spamming messages, and the thing would just lag the fuck out.
I used to sit in Guild Wars in Lion's Arch for a couple hours a gameplay selling shit. I am absolutely one of those people.
Gross. I kind of wish that I had my meme set up for the Cone of Shame, because I have you full screen right now, and I do not like the Cone of Shame.
Yeah, and I made a good bit of coin, to be honest with you, because I was selling things that people I was doing quests and getting the rewards and never completing them for things that people just did not want to do, but they wanted the experience for.
Sure.
So I was like, screw it. Supply and
hard work for
demand.
you.
You want the experience from this, and I'll go do the quest because my build on my character can do it within a couple minutes, and I'm done.
I'm going to go out and stab a crate dragon in the face. You can't do that, but I will get you the experience for it.
I had one particular character in Guild Wars that was set up just to sit in this one area and never progress forward, but get experience and go up in levels because I could farm this one quest and get the contract from it and be able to sell it for like 100 gold or 1,000 gold to whoever wanted the 4,000 experience.
All right. So you're basically a walking, talking XP farm.
Yeah, kind of.
If it's,
I was a bot without being a bot.
Yeah. And now you and I are bots and CODs. So it's funny how things work
No,
out.
I'm not a bot. Let's admit it. I am not a bot. There's no way a bot sucks that much.
I was gonna say I'm definitely a bot.
I would like to make a rank here.
Okay.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I would like to make another A rank and do General Tarkin.
Oh, that's he's been promoted, by the way. He is Grand Moff Moff Will of Tarkin.
Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is like the prototypical Star Wars villain, as far as I'm concerned.
He's the company man.
Oh yeah, and he does not give one single shit about who he hurts. My man nuked an entire planet for fuck's sake, and didn't even bat an eye. His body count.
Would you give another target a military target?
Then name the system. Like, no, Jesus Christ, Space Hitler.
The thing is he was exactly the same when he was in the Republic. Like, he was very straightforward and very strategic and whatnot. He was General Tarkin then. And he, funnily enough, he's also the voiceover guy at the beginning of every Clone War episode.
Is he?
Yep.
I did not know
It's the
that.
same
You're talking
voice
about
actor.
like the World War II newsreel guy.
Yep. That
War.
is
The Wookiees on
same voice
Kashyyyk have taken
actor.
over. That guy.
Yep. It's the
Okay.
same voice actor who does General Tarkin in the Clone Wars is doing the voice. And from what I've understood, I don't know if I've read an article about this or heard somebody discussing it, but it was supposed to be actually Tarkin, like, giving out reports.
Yeah.
So
Did anybody just see that, by the way?
What, the cat just...
No,
I
he
missed
like
it.
looked
I'm
up
so
at me
sorry.
and went and pushed me in the face.
I didn't see that. No.
I'm gonna have to play that back later.
Okay.
But yeah,
So-
Tarkin was definitely a company man who gave no shits and was willing to do whatever he needed to do for his particular employer.
What were our thoughts on CGI Tarkin?
I thought it was very well done.
I enjoyed
liked it.
I think that it kind of
I
opens
liked
up
it.
a legal can of worms, but at the same time, like I think they did as good of a job as they could have possibly done.
I liked it. I thought it was done well. It led to the CGI princess, the young CGI Princess Leia. I was
Which was
worried
also
that they
very
were
cool.
going to do the same to Princess Leia after Carrie Fisher's death.
And just have somebody
felt
be
that-
a voice actors for her.
I felt that would have been inappropriate as it was too soon after
And
her passing.
Very disrespectful.
Yes. Whereas in the case of Moff Tarkin, the actor for that I think had been passed for a number of years already.
Mhm.
And he was also not necessarily a centralized beloved character as well. So I didn't have as much of a problem with them doing it. I thought it looked good though. I thought it looked great.
A thing that's interesting about I can't for the life of me remember the guy's name. The guy that played Moff Tarkin, like super duper famous, and I can't fucking remember his name. The point is, like, his delivery as the character, like, you take one look at him and you already know what he's all about. You know everything you need to know from the character the second he
Peter
opens his
Cushing.
mouth. That's right. You take one look at Tarkin and you know everything you need to know about that character at a glance.
Oh yeah.
So he's an
Oh, yeah.
amazing caricature.
And the look of him too was just so hard-lined. I mean, like, that man's bone structure was amazing.
You could cut glass with those cheeks. Matter of
But
fact,
yeah,
you
when
might
they
actually
did
make
the
it.
And
when they did the CGI version of him, it looked so good.
Very convincing.
And they've come a long. I mean, they've come a long way too, with especially with the CGI with that. Because if you remember, one of the first times that they were using, not in Star Wars, but in general, the first time they were using, the voice and the mouth and the holograph was Jor-El in one of the Supermans. That was after Marlon Brando died, and they brought that in there. That was one of the first where there was like a big deal. So to come that far from just having his holographic face and really putting in the words to his mouth using words that he's already said. I mean, that's
And now we're de-aging.
Well, and then even with Brandon Lee and in The Crow and them superimposing his face. Now, granted, it was black and white face paint, so it was a lot easier to do.
Sure.
But still superimposing his face on some of the shots that his cousin ended up reshooting for the movie. Like, yeah, we've come so far.
Yeah.
From any of this. I mean, it's
And
just
now we're
it's really
de-aging
good.
Nick Fury.
I mean, they could potentially have a straight up digital character of someone who has passed, technically speaking, in a movie, and you may or may not know it.
The only problem it would be prohibitively expensive. Other than that, the technology absolutely exists.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like
if they could still have Tupac doing virtual tours.
Blessed be his name.
Come on.
So I feel
Tupac's
like
not really dead.
No, he never has been. He's hanging out with Elvis. So I feel like we should do one more major character and then call it a night. That way we leave a good stop-off point for the next time. And I feel like the only major character that we could really do justice would be Watto from episode 1 and 2. I'm just fucking with you. We're absolutely not doing Watto.
Them Jedi mind tricks don't work on me.
Only money.
Let's put him somewhere, and then we'll actually do a real character.
D tier. A walking, talking Italian Jewish stereotype.
Put him in D.
Mind tricks don't work on me. Like he practically should have had the 3-fingered salute there.
Oh my god!
Does he need the Mario mustache?
Yeah, but you know
I
what the
might
thing is
Photoshop
that
that on
he is an iconic character. He is one that you're never going to forget.
No.
He's made a impression upon you that you even, I mean, at this point, still make fun of him, but it's a character you remember.
Yeah,
and you remember
before,
lines of his.
Before the Clone Wars, he was the only Toydarian that anybody knew. He's the first one that anybody had ever seen.
I moved him up to C, and I'll tell you why. Because if Jar Jar can be C, he can be C.
Yep.
Well, then
I can live with that.
Okay, so now I'm gonna have to move all of these characters, or we'll just make this easier.
Except the Star Wars one.
Well, and then you look at episode 3 where Anakin goes back and finds Watto again. And you see like how far down in the dumps Watto has gone.
I think that was in
you
2.
kind of feel, or was that in 2?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was 2.
That was when he said that he sold his mom.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So you see how far down in the dumps Watto has come.
Yeah, he looked
after
pretty haggard.
Anakin left, and you kind of maybe feel a little something.
Well, now he's got to sweep his own racks.
Yeah. I mean, he still has a few, maintenance bots there, but
those
they
fucking
just
guys
kind of laugh at him and poke fun.
Did you ever play episode 1 Racer?
Yes.
So good.
Yep.
Between having the authentic soundtrack, all the like the different upgrades, the tracks, all the different races that you could use, and then I think
I loved the sound of Sebulba's racer.
Wait, hang on. I got to put the demon voice. That should work a little bit better. Let me know if that works.
Yeah, that worked pretty good.
It worked. So I think we can all agree that the highlight of episode 1 was this line here.
Oh, I gotta unmute you now.
Like there's no complaints to be had with that.
Yippee!
Fucking young Anakin.
Yippee!
I know the kid was trying his best, but yikes.
Shred verbal from a young age. He's a boomer. Okay, let's slide
Flippy
him off.
McGee's in the chat. What's good, Benny?
Flippy McGee.
Flippy McGee's here.
Flippy McGee.
No regrets.
Yeah, you're gonna. I'll let you tell this story.
Okay, so yesterday, Jason came upstairs and said to me, "Hey, guess who made an appearance last night?" And I always joke about honey toast, and I always call him like jelly toast or
butter toast.
toast or
some sort of product and toast.
some sort of toast. And he's like, no, but you're close. And I was like, Flippy McGee. And he's like looking at me.
Who the
and I was like,
who the fuck is Flippy McGee?
I was like, you know, the one who does the 4 rolls when he gets subscribers. And he's like,
Benny?
I was like, that's Flippy McGee.
Who the fuck is Flippy McGee?
Flippy McGee.
So I guess you're gonna need a new alt account for Apex now because it's gonna be Flippy McGee 69420.
Benny, I have no regrets.
_! Exclamation point.
Yeah,
because
you gotta get the
69240
uppercase
has been
X,
taken.
the lowercase X, and then flip it around at the end because that's how you know you're an edgy '90s kid.
Yep.
XX
Yep.
headshot killer 42069 XX.
Flippy
TTV.
Yeah. TTV _XX. Rose, we meet again at last. Who'd have thought I would find you at Superstore?
Oh my goodness! All right, so what's the big one we're ending on? What is it?
I hadn't figured that out yet. I
It's
was
not
too busy
Watto.
making jokes about Watto. F ranking doesn't work on me. Only money. See you.
Only A tier.
Let's
A tier. We got plenty of that.
we'll do this S tier one because we might as well put him up with his lover too. We kind of kept the lovers together, so
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There's no possible way you could have the Star Wars ranking list and not have Han Solo as God tier. It's impossible. They couldn't even drag him down with his own spin-off movie that sucked a gigantic hairy asshole. He is still the GOAT. He is still the GOAT.
Yeah, Harrison Ford was an amazing pick for this character originally, and
he wasn't the
I
original
don't know
pick
that
either.
it could. Well, yeah, no, he wasn't the original pick,
he
and I
wasn't
don't
even the
know
fifth
that they
pick.
could replicate this again. Like,
Because they originally wanted like Tom Selleck or something, didn't they?
yep, something along that line.
Which, could you imagine that mustache as Han Solo?
Oh God.
The human body cannot absorb that much charisma. We would have all literally died on our first viewing of A New Hope.
Can you imagine him sitting there like across the jar deck table and like no
We'll probably be
shirt
getting
on
off soon,
and the
Benny, so
hairy
I'll see you next time,
chest
brother.
hanging out and yeah.
Oh God,
Done.
the chest bush would have been too much.
But yes, Harrison Ford, amazing pick for this character. Brought so much charisma to this character. Some of the line delivery was amazing.
Mhm.
And then even seeing him as old Han Solo in the later sequels, in that kind of father role,
Yeah.
which you never really expected to see him in.
No, he gave off the paternal role very, very well. Like he feels
yeah.
like your dad. He
Yeah.
feels like everybody's dad.
He's my dad.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave the joke off in the margin, but just insert daddy joke here. So the weird thing that like most people don't realize is that he was never actually intended to be an actor in the movie. He was originally the guy that would sit in the audition room and be the bounce back guy that they would read their little section of the script, like, okay, here's your tryout, and the B squad guy was Harrison Ford, and they loved him so much that they kept him. And ended up being one of the biggest parts in the entire franchise.
I found a list
Absolutely.
of actors they wanted to play
Oh, this should be good.
Han Solo.
Okay.
Before Harrison Ford.
Okay. So we knew about Tom Selleck.
Lucas originally wanted Al Pacino to play Han Solo.
Oh no.
What do you mean a hunk of junk?
Say hello to my DL44.
Is this amusing to you?
One of my favorites who we gave basically his own tier in one of our previous is Kurt Russell.
Oh dear. I could actually kind of see that.
I could kind of see a Kurt Russell with the...
He's got enough range to pull off whatever the hell he wants.
I don't know that I would want to see a Han Solo portrayed by Kurt Russell, honestly. Like
he would probably be a little bit too like.
I think it would set him in a different trajectory though, because like he plays like those dad type roles now, but if you remember back, like, you know, Escape from New York, stuff like that was more of a grittier role before he got into the like
playing Snake Plissken. Yeah, okay, I can kind of. I mean,
does he keep the eye patch?
I don't know.
That's the question that people want to know.
Colonel, I'm in a box.
Hold on, here's one for you that auditioned for the role. Stallone.
Stallone.
I love you. Though I know.
Oh, laugh enough, fuzzball.
Hold on.
Ooh, scruffy looking.
Somebody that I'm gonna say adore, and that sounds crazy, but I adore is the character he actually plays, not in Star Wars. Robert Englund. It's Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
Apparently, he's good friends with Hamill and did audition for the role. Christopher Walken.
I don't know that would have worked so well because he would have been the same height as Chewie, and that just doesn't play well.
No, because then it sort of takes away from Chewie's specialness.
Yeah.
Huge.
Christopher Walken.
You know, I vaguely remembered that.
That was apparently Lucas's second choice for the role.
You're talking to Luke all wrong. It's the wrong tone.
Well, which would have served. It says here, which would have served as Walken's breakout appearance,
as opposed to Joe Dirt.
Oh, could you?
I think Verbal just had an aneurysm.
Look, I was telling you. I'm
thinking back to Pulp Fiction here.
All right, and then the last two.
He put this lightsaber the one place he knew he could hide it in his ass.
The last two listed on here, and the last one, not this one because this is not too far fetched. When you had Tom Selleck as one, is Burt Reynolds. They've got that look and stash going.
Yeah, again, we would have died from pure charisma overdose.
Yeah.
And somebody who did make his way into the Star Wars universe fairly recently, though they gave him a better looking picture than this. I would have went with one of his crazy photos. Is Nick Nolte.
The fuck was he in?
He's in Mandalorian.
You're right. Wheel.
Yeah.
I have spoken.
So he did get his Star Wars running at one point.
Yeah, and we'll get to him at some point.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they've put James Bond in Star Wars, so
I'll tighten those restraints, scavenger scum. Which the first 4 or 5 times I watched that movie, I did not catch that.
I did see Jason Sudeikis got a Sudeikis, he got a lot of flack when when he hit the bag with Grogu in it. I heard he got shit for some.
Oh man, everybody hated that biker scout. Everybody, they wanted to murder him. There was literal petitions that said, you know, if they kill Grogu, we're setting fire to this bitch.
He still might be dead. The timelines add up. He might actually be. He might be a tiny little green fried charcoal briquette.
So before we close this out, let's look at who all we have next, because we should be able to wrap up now. We said it was.
Is that a good enough impression for you, Christopher Walken? Shred, was that good enough for you?
I mean, what are you doing here? I told you to take the hyperdrive. Why are you taking it apart now?
Let's you guys go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to pull this up in the background here.
Oh
God.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
This is
we
going
need
to
more
have
cowbell.
Maybe not be, it might not be cowbell, but it's the next best thing.
Weapon of choice. Oh my God, that's an amazing.
Fuck it, I'm already getting copyright striked anyway.
Amazing. Love that.
Check out my new weapon.
Just for the record, Twitch.tv, Verbal RD is not in any way associated with the channel. So,
Hell no, I'm not even streaming right now.
that fucking music video. I didn't even know who Christopher Walken was when that came out. Like, what is this like? Discount Agent Smith or something? What's up with this guy?
Oh, that's so good, so good.
Yeah,
When he's flying around the room, then yeah, it's so good.
just wow, with the absolute flourish. So I
Fred
feel like
says, "I'll
that's
just
a-
name actors and you turn them into Star Wars characters." That's a. If I was better at impressions, maybe. But
I mean, between the two of us, we're bound to at least get close, right?
between the two of us, we're half a human.
Between the two of us, we're half a COD player, so I feel like we complement each other fairly well in this regard. Just like between me and Shred, between the two of us, we make one competent mechanic. So
Hey,
I can be depending on who we're impersonating. I can make it happen sometimes.
so who do we have left? Who's left on the great list that we're not going to complete next time?
We might not.
We have
So-
everybody, I think, from The Mandalorian.
Yeah, we got a lot of original trilogy characters left. Actually, we got a pretty good mix here.
Yeah. I think we've taken care of. Did we take care of Solo completely?
Let's.
I see at least one Rogue One still in there.
Oh man, yeah, General Mustachio. And Admiral Raddus. No, we already got Admiral Raddus. So it looks like. Yeah, it looks like we're good there. No more Solo.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good with that. That's
Yeah,
a
we're
good
Gucci.
place. We might be able to get through that list the next time if I keep my mouth shut a little bit more and stuff.
I
But that
believe
defeats the entire
and
purpose.
if Boomer stops putting videos on.
Not going to fucking happen. Let me just emphasize this for effect.
Not going to fucking happen.
Love it.
I think we had originally like 120 and I counted them and we're less than 40 now. So we are less than a third to go.
Yeah.
Not by much less than a third,
Yeah.
but we are.
The problem is that a lot of the ones that we have left.
They're big ticket ones.
I mean, we have Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker,
Wedge Antilles.
Yeah, the goat.
Yeah, but there's a few in there I think we could play.
Oh, we already.
There's Lando.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, come
already
on, there's
covered Wedge
Lando.
Antilles. Yeah, we already
Lando's
covered
its
Wedge.
entire section.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, you know, when Billy D. Williams is so badass that he cracks open his Colt 45, leads the tab up, and then hands it to his woman. Come on.
Yeah, we did do Wedge, I thought.
Yeah, this is the original Red Leader. Wedge is on here somewhere. Yeah, there's Wedge.
Wedge is down
Biggs is
right
there.
next to Ray.
No,
Who's down next to Ray? Or is that Poe?
that's Poe.
Oh, we did Wedge
No,
already?
that's Sebulba, dude.
That's Biggs Darklighter.
Yeah, Biggs is. Yeah, he's here. Wedge is here.
Yep.
Biggs is there. Poe's
Okay.
down here.
For some reason, I thought Poe was Wedge there because I don't know.
No,
I'm
we
seeing
did
it tiny.
We did not say Paul Emeritus. Verbal
No, we
doesn't
did
know who
not.
that is.
I have no idea. I know who Pauly Shore is. The weed stuff.
Relax, I'm just wheezing the wheezing the juice. Wheeze
Relax,
juice.
buddy.
It's the Leaning Tower of Chesa. Can you hand me my sunglasses, please? Yeah.
What am I
this is-
listening to?
This is happening.
What
If
am I
I'm gonna
listening
If I'm
to?
going to be doing Goofy movie impersonations, I should at least have my Goofy movie sunglasses.
You're welcome.
Oh, that was
Thank
really
you.
weird. All of a sudden, my one web browser I had open started playing music at me, and I don't know why.
That's not good.
No.
So yeah, we've got a whole bunch of different characters to go over next time.
There are a few on here that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we can go through pretty quickly, though.
Oh no.
No.
Pauly
no.
Shore as Yoda. Look, Yoda impersonations are hard enough as they are by themselves, okay? because the language does not work with your brain properly. And throwing Pauly Shore in there, where she does not know language.
No.
Although I do like his In the Army movie. That was fun.
I watched that for the first time like 2 years ago, and I gotta say I was pleasantly surprised.
It was a good movie. Between that and Biodome. No, not Biodome. He wasn't in Biodome. Was he in Biodome? Encino Man.
Yes, he was in Biodome.
Yes. Encino
Oh,
Man.
see? Yeah. Yeah, see? Biodome and Encino Man, it's all kind of the same movie, really. Let's be honest.
Son-in-Law, that one was ridiculous.
I want to see Pauly Shore as a serial murderer, but he's cracking jokes the entire time.
I'm extremely okay with that.
What are you doing, Mrs. Stoney? No, you can't do this. You can't do this here.
It's like he's actually Pauly Shore, playing Pauly Shore, a serial
Cashmere,
murderer.
Rajneesh, why don't you just chill? No buts, too. Link and I are cruising the mountain, bro, and we figure we's a little juice.
No, we sing the juice.
Oh, God, man.
No,
he's
in the juice.
Freaking
Where's
Pauly Shore.
juice?
He's so young there, too.
Brendan Fraser was in that one too.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
I barely remember anything
Oh.
about that movie except for Wheezing the Juice. I don't know.
Oh,
why
are
that
you
stuck
kidding
with
me?
I don't remember shit from it, and I watched it like
They
at
found
least
a
dozen times
frozen
as a kid.
caveman and brought it back to their house, and he defrosted.
I mean, I
came
know
back
the
to life,
like the
and then they
Reader's
were trying to
Digest
teach
plot
him
synopsis.
how to live in the 90s.
I remember what they would have put on the back of the VHS jacket. I just don't remember anything about the actual movie itself.
Oh, and Brendan Fraser's Encino Man's character was like, you know, he was awesome on a skateboard.
For reasons.
By the way, we haven't been on for this is what 3 weeks
Why is
now.
Mexi
so
mad at me?
You've watched an amazing movie that you didn't get to follow up on because it was part of the list of movies you needed to watch.
I've seen like 6 of them in the last year. Which one are you talking about specifically?
Recently, we watched it down here together.
You're talking about Death Becomes Her?
Yeah.
That movie was the shit.
That was an amazing movie.
It was like violent Beetlejuice.
I tried to
Yeah.
get him to. I have talked up this movie to him, and I know we've talked about it at least once, like on air, and I've talked up this movie, and it just hasn't happened. And then finally, he watched it. When she gets shot with the shotgun and Bruce Willis screams, it is probably one of my favorite screams ever.
Here we go. So, for those of you that haven't seen the movie,
First of all, watch the movie because it is hilarious.
So good. So good. Wait, I gotta see this.
It's almost like the Home Alone scream.
Defended
Yeah.
myself. That's
This is
did it
like, this is
again!
like right around the time of his moonlighting days too,
Uh-huh.
because he still kind of had hair.
yeah, and it's weird seeing him not as like a total badass.
Like a hardened action man.
I feel like we're gonna have to have a movie night when those two get back from Alabama.
Yeah, definitely.
I tell you another great movie that's got Bruce Willis in that is really, really underrated, and I really feel like more people should watch this, is The Whole Nine Yards.
I never finished that one.
Nope.
I've seen part of it.
I love that movie.
That movie, The Whole 9 Yards and The Whole 10 Yards, was so great, with Bruce Willis playing this contract assassin that ends up moving in next to what's his face
Matthew
from Friends.
Perry.
I can't remember his
Yeah.
name off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, it was Matthew Perry.
Yeah, Matthew Perry, and then Matthew Perry being the clean-cut dentist dude. Like the two of them playing off of each other was great.
Is
So
that
good.
Amanda Pete who's the chick, or I can't remember.
I'm bad with names.
I don't know, but I do like The Whole 9 Yards and the second
Yeah.
one.
Yep,
The
great set of movies. Can't wait if they ever make another one out of it, because I'll be right there for it.
Yeah, count me in.
Yes. What's his face? Look, I cannot look. I have so much information stored in this head right now. I can't remember every detail.
Yeah, that Shred
Every
might be
time.
pissed off just because he's like the biggest friendomaniac ever.
I know it's Chandler. I just couldn't remember the actor's name off the top of
Mr.
my head.
Chandler Bong.
It's like trying to remember Newman's real name.
Newman.
Newman.
And yes, when you guys come home, we'll just have movie night every week. We'll just swap whose house we're watching movies at.
Wernstrom.
Hey, once I get the basement done and completed to the game room / movie room, trust me, there'll be
But
that'll
I
be a
feel
thing.
like it has to be like old movies that seem to be kind of forgotten.
That's all I
like
have.
Death Becomes Her.
Did you forget how old I am? I only have old movies.
Mr. and Mrs. Chandler Bong.
We'll have to watch one of my favorites, The Money Pit.
Oh, that's a
I
good one.
love
Speaking
The
of
Money Pit.
quality sound bites, one of Vanessa's favorites. I'm not gonna don't spoil it.
This is in my top 10 favorite scenes ever.
Oh man, we're getting so fucking copyright stricken today.
Grab some on my screen.
That's how I feel when I go through life.
Yeah, it's usually me at about 8:30 every morning. Oh no, we lost. I thought we lost Purple. Like for the first time ever, he's quiet.
Well, I wanted to hear.
Because
Like,
it looked like you were laughing, and I'm like, he's not making any noise. This is very unusual for him.
Well, I didn't want to overpower the clip necessarily because I knew what it was. I knew it was him laughing, and if I was laughing and he was laughing, then it would have we would only hear me. Funny enough thing. Here, you'll enjoy this, Boomer. My wife and I were talking. My boys were outside playing. You could hear them clearly from the front of the house, and they were in the backyard. And she said something about there's the Lemon Boys loud as ever, and I said, anything you can do, I can do louder.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
All right, you can. Goddamn. Wait, hang on.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
I did nothing.
Oh, you did that thing. God,
I wish
don't
there was
hear
some
that
sort of visual cue. We're gonna have to make that happen.
You had to do like some Satan.
little
Like a-
banner that
like
appears
a-
that appears in the lower corner there. It just says "Demon Voice activated."
Yeah. Well, I really wish that there was a good.
What people don't know is that verbals is not real. He's a string of binary code. You don't know. You really don't know.
There were ones and zeros, and I think I saw it too.
It was a 7. Trust me. We could all be in the Matrix. Who knows?
Half the time, I'm pretty convinced that we are.
I always think it's the little marbles from Men in Black, when they zoom out and
Yeah.
it's the aliens playing with the marbles on the.
Yeah, I could go with that. By the way, Mexi the Crow is an excellent choice for a movie. I absolutely love that. But if you say City of Angels, I'm going to have to disown you.
Ruh-roh.
Just saying. Because The Crow City of Angels was a piece of trash. But The Crow was amazing.
I
I'm a
will
meat bag of
actually.
HTML.
I would say I will actually agree with that too. I did not care for City of Angels as much.
I did not care for
No.
either of them because I didn't see either of them.
No, that City of Angels was. I was optimistic over that movie, to say it the best. But it was a piece of garbage. They were trying to recreate The Crow again, basically. It was literally practically the same storyline.
Yeah.
No originality.
Did a bad thing.
So, Shred, tell her that's a good thing. Don't ever do it. Just like don't watch the holiday special. Just let it die.
Oh, God.
Fun fact, if you go on Disney Plus, though, they're not a sponsor of this channel. I don't think they ever would be.
They won't
But
be.
you can actually go and watch. They have a vintage section for Star Wars and Disney Plus, and you can go and watch the Ewoks Adventure live action movie that is really weird.
I thought you were about to say you're gonna watch the holiday special. I'm like, no, the fuck you can't.
I also recommend
No.
everybody watch all of the Lego Star Wars series on Disney Plus.
They're
because
hysterical.
they are amazing, and the little Roger series is the greatest thing ever.
Roger. Roger.
The fucking B1s.
Madison and I, like, we've seen them before, but we just when we saw they were on there, we just binged them all. Like
Your little boy is back.
Mexi, you do know that there are like 3 Crow movies, right? And only one of them have Brandon Lee in it. Obviously. For reasons that I shouldn't have to explain. It's like having John Wick without Keanu Reeves.
You shut your blasphemous mouth. So I think we're gonna call it here. Is that fair?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Well, I guess we'll adjourn until next weekend. We'll finish this up, and at least
the downside is now we're gonna have to figure out what the hell we're gonna talk about after Star Wars. We haven't had to think about it.
more Star Wars.
I mean, we can just go through all the clones in the Clone Wars if you really want. There is the entire Clone Wars, and
I'll
there's
take the night
Rebels.
off. I'll take the night off. Because I don't know Dick.
I mean, there's Wolf, there's Echo, there's Fives.
You made that up.
Actually, no, I didn't.
There's 11D12 and Fox Body. Solid Snake is in there.
Echo, Wolf, Echo, and Fives are actual clone troopers in the Clone Wars. Really didn't make it up.
I know. I'm not that ignorant.
Echo is actually in the new series, in Bad Bunch or Bad Batch.
Yeah, we still need to get caught up on that.
I watched the final season where they save Echo and he joins. They first get introduced to the Bad Batch, which is an excellent series, by the way. If you're not watching it, go watch it.
We saw the first episode, and it was a good time. We just haven't watched it since.
Well,
There's currently 4 episodes out right now. They're all really good. And there is a surprise appearance in the 4th episode. It's not really a spoiler because she's there the entire time. But there's a surprise appearance from a Mandalorian character in Bad Batch episode 4.
Good to know. Hi, sleepy buddy. It's almost bedtime. I know.
Almost bedtime.
He's got that face going on right now. Ooh.
Oh, nope.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
Well,
He's
Boomer,
awake now.
take us on out.
Yeah. So I actually don't really think I'm going to do much of an outro sequence here. I think we're just going to kind of call it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.